While I was talking to her, she was typing on her cell phone. It was one of those Nokia 3310s. You know, the ones that never broke? Hello, friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Today we're diving into r/LegbeardStories again. How could this happen? It actually comes from our personal subreddit, r/ReddX reads, but I've seen a couple of different Legbeard sagas floating around, and I figured that I might try my hand at them. I know we've got Unfortunate going, but you know, Unfortunate's also been going for a while. We haven't had any other Legbeard sagas running alongside it, and when we were doing Stealthbeard and I think it was Stray Legbeard, I thought that was a pretty cool thing, you know, to have a couple of Legbeard stories when most other YouTube channels don't bother with Legbeards at all. See a lot of Neckbeard content, not so much Legbeard content, so here I am to fill in the gaps, and I hope that you guys will enjoy it. It is from our venerated Discord moderator, previous contributor, Little Ann Woods, so welcome back to the fold. She's also a patron. She's doing big things for the channel, and I definitely do appreciate it. Today we get to hear some more of her tangles with government officials, elderly government officials. The Lavender Beard saga did go up. If you guys haven't watched that yet, is hanging around the channel, so I hope you'll partake if you don't know Little Ann Woods yet. But she is a great writer, and I'm excited to get into this story. So let's get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some of this Legbeard stories cringe. A Loathsome, Lazy Legbeard. Chapter 1. But I'm older, so I'm smarter. Yeah, that's not really how it works. You get older, your brain shrinks and stuff. You develop, like, plaque. Alzheimer's is on its way. Those two things are not necessarily equal, all right? I'm older than a vast majority of these young bloods on the internet, and I still feel pretty stupid most days. But I do like the alliteration, though. That's nice. Maybe we'll call her Loathsome Beard or something. Christmas greetings. Oh boy, I've missed this one by a mile. Sorry for the late reading, I guess. Christmas greeting, my wonderful friends. I'm gonna regale you once again with stories from my workplace. This story, however, does not entail the disgusting ramblings of Lavender Beard. No, my dear readers, this is the story of a Legbeard, and I will call her Babybeard. Aw, it's probably not as cute as it sounds, right? I'm older, but I'm still a baby. That's ridiculous. And I'm glad you gave the shout out to Lavender Beard. That's a series that definitely deserves it. Pretty disgusting, but with a nice, delicious ending. A bit of justice, as it were. It seems to me more and more that government is just a breeding ground for both neck and legbeards alike. Well, yeah, no responsibility, decent rate of pay. I can see why they'd get into it. I don't know if they're attracted to the small amount of power that it brings and the idea that they're doing the bare minimum, yes. Or if them just being there somehow transforms them into a beard. But either way, they seem to spawn much more frequently here than they have in any other place. In my previous story, I named many a beard, all of the boomer variety. Babybeard, however, was only in her 30s, proving once and for all that no generation is safe from the clutches of bearddom. I'm pretty sure it has to do with neckbeards getting into government, not necessarily transforming into beards while they're in government. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, although maybe there is some merit. They learn about the lack of recourse for actions that they take and just sort of take advantage of it and get more beardier as time goes on. Maybe it makes sense. But yes, no generation is safe from the beards. I see a lot of little high school kids, I point them out, I'm like, that guy, he's a beard for sure. But the thing about younger beards is they have a chance to change and grow. Once you hit your 30s, 40s, 50s, you're basically locked into a class forever. You can multi-class some normal human stuff in there, but your base class will always be neckbeard. Anyways, let's get into the cast list, I suppose. We got Woodsy. Hey, that's me. 24 going on 25 in this story. Tiny girl with a spine that is about the same size, that still had a lot of growing that needed to get done. Blue eyes, colored hair, and trying to look professional, keeping the geek shirts and nerd brain at home. Well, professional and colored hair, never mind, I'm not gonna go there. If they allow it, then I'll allow it. We also got Babybeard, of course, the legbeard of our story. Babybeard was dubbed thusly because of two reasons. One, she really wanted a baby. That biological clock is ticking, let me tell you. And two, she was a big baby. Yeah, we're just children raising children. I don't know what's going on. She thought she was the most amazing, smart, beautiful, and elegant person in the entire world. And if you dared cross her, you would incur her wrath, which was honestly more funny than it was problematic. I'm not going into too much detail yet, but believe me, you will meet her in the story to come, and you'll probably regret that almost immediately, as I do with every beard encounter. I'm like, oh, this one seems interesting. And then we jump into it, and I'm like, I regret everything. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Because people seem to like it, and I do generally have a good time with it, as long as it doesn't get too heavy, which it doesn't sound like this one will. We've also got a little parody before we jump into the story, as Little Ann likes to do. And this is, "'Twas the work before Christmas, I suppose." "'Twas the night before work, when all through the halls a creature was stirring, so twisted and false. The contracts were written with consideration and care, but no one knew that a beard would be there. The colleagues were nestled all snug in their beds, unaware of the woman that would fuck with their heads." I never expected that she'd be thrown in my lap, and thus starts the story of Babybeard's crap. It's so good. It's not as long as some of the other Tolkien parodies that we got in the Lavender Beard saga, but I like that too. Really short and sweet, and it rhymes, which of course gives it like plus 100 points. Well played. And now on to the story. Part 1, the meeting of the newbies. That's always the most fun part of an office job, isn't it? Few new people come in, start jockeying for position, turns into a blood sport real quick, and there's nothing that makes the work days go by faster. No, that's not right. I don't encourage that. It is kind of funny though. So the story starts at my very first day at the office. This day was not, however, my first work day. No, I started halfway through January, and my very first day was the government's Christmas party. Wow, convenient. No work, just disgusting, healthy snacks and lots of bubbly. Now the wording there confuses me a little bit. Was it that the snacks weren't actually healthy, or were they actually, like carob cookies or something like that? So healthy that they're disgusting. Given the age of the people, I guess that they're probably actually healthy. I want to eat real cookies, but I have to eat carob cookies, otherwise I'll have a third heart attack. You know what I'm saying? But bubbly, yeah, that's fine. Drink it down. It might help make your existence a little bit more bearable. So yeah, good start to work. I was meeting some of my colleagues and introducing myself. I'd had about 2 glasses when one of the work heads suddenly popped up next to me. I thought her to be somewhere between 35 and 55 years old. That is quite a range. I would probably go on the older end if we were guessing. She was a sturdy-looking woman with a square jaw, a protruding chin, and lips that looked like they had collapsed in on themselves. She had frizzy brown hair that was wrapped in a messy dot behind her head, and big, dark, round glasses. Problem glasses, as the bourgeois beard OP would likely say. She was dressed like an 80-year-old grandma, and not the neatly dressed, classy kind of granny. No, she went full-on mothball, 20 cats, and an in my day attitude kind of grandma. Full-on mothball. She also smelled a bit like mothballs, so I guess that part was legit. This woman looked like she was just born old. Benjamin Button looking bitch. With a resting discontent face. I mean, I'd say bitch face, but she just kind of looked like a disgruntled grandma, but with smoother skin. Even when she smiled, the lines where her lips should be were still pointing downward. Yeah, she's had a hard life, I'll tell you what. Somebody need to cut that woman a break. Or more likely, cut her a piece of that American pie. She could take her bite out. You know what I'm talking about? She needs to get laid. That's what I'm talking about.
Hi, I'm Babybeard. I'm the other newbie. You're new here too, right?
She said. I opened my mouth to respond, but she just kind of babbled over me.
I just got out of a mental institution. Oh, God.
It's unfortunate in 20 years. What's going on here?
I was there for almost 6 months. Just went catatonic for a while. I don't know why, but I'm better now.
Oh, and you're here now. That's great. I'm so happy to meet you. This is definitely the introduction that you want to make. Hi, I'm new here too, and I was in a mental institution. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that'll come out in the wash soon enough. You don't need to throw it in my face immediately. Jesus.
My boyfriend, he stayed with me through all of it. He's such a sweetheart. I have the best boyfriend in the world. I'm such a lucky girl. And I'm not crazy, you know.
Yeah, I'm totally sure you're not. You seem really normal and well-adjusted.
I'm not, like, autistic or anything dumb like that.
No, you are far worse. Why you gotta throw that in there? She's just coming out of the gate swinging with a whole monologue of "you will not like me" in any way at any point.
I just had a horrible childhood. My mom, oh, she's such a bitch. Oh, that reminds me, I shouldn't be saying boyfriend. I should say fiancé.
She flashed a ring in my face.
So yeah, I got in with a 3-month contract. It's probably going to be prolonged though. What did you get?
I don't like this line of conversation, and I don't care about anything that's being talked about. I'm going to swiftly exit post-haste. But unfortunately, the social contract says that you can't do that. She jumped in your face and started rambling at you, so for some reason, you have to engage, especially if it's a coworker. Oh God, I'm gonna have to see this person every day? Okay, put on your nice hat, I suppose. So OP was a bit taken aback by this stream of information. It was a lot to take in, and I really didn't know how to respond. So I just said, "Hi, I'm Woodsy. It's my first day, although my real first day starts next Monday, I guess."
Oh, I started last week,
Babybeard exclaimed.
What kind of contract do you have?
I don't think we're at liberty to discuss contracts, nor would I want to, even if we were. But again, that's not the way to make friends, even if you are making friends with a weirdo, incidentally. So OP says, I have a 6-month contract. Babybeard looked angry by the news that I had a better contract, and continued.
What kind of degree do you have?
The 5th degree. Why are you giving me the 5th degree? Get out of here. Stop asking questions. I'm so uncomfortable. I just can't stand people that are gonna sit there and interrogate you like this. We just met, all right? let's start with something easy, like, hey, do you have any pets? You don't ask me like,
What kind of salary do you have?
none of your fucking business. Ugh. But OP answers and says, I have a bachelor's and I'm an art teacher.
Well, I studied pedagogy at the university.
OP, that's nice. So you have a master's, Babybeard?
No, but it's a university bachelor's, which trumps your professional bachelor's from college.
Ugh, here it goes. The one-upping and everything. It really is unfortunate, isn't it? It's unfortunate if she finally ended up getting her life together and doing something to push it forward. She would only use it to hang over other people's heads. Also, what the hell is pedagogy? According to Google, pedagogy is a term that refers to the method of how teachers teach. Which seems like a really weird thing to get a degree in, but okay. You sure you didn't want to go for 15th century English literature? Underwater basket weaving?
What are you doing?
These all seem infinitely more useful than learning how teachers teach. But again, OP is in Europe land somewhere, so this woman probably didn't have to pay for the degree, which I guess is at least a few points in her favor. If you're gonna go for something that useless, definitely don't pay for it. So yeah, Babybeard one-upped OP, and OP didn't quite know how to answer this. We were hired for the same job. We were going to be paid the same rate. I knew this because I was offered both contracts and I was allowed to choose, so who cares? Babybeard continues,
I got into the 75th percentile on my entrance exams. Why do you have a better contract than me? How old are you? I'm 32.
Babybeard got very mad when I didn't feel like it would be smart to poke the bear by giving her my scores. So I just chose to answer the latter question. Bro, she's dunking on you. Go ahead and dunk on her. Like, oh, 75th percentile? I was in the 5th percentile. How about that? You take that home and chew on it for a minute. But really, we're getting paid the same rate no matter what. So who's really losing in this scenario? Oh, God. OP says, I'm 24, but I'm almost 25. Babybeard was not letting anything go.
What was your score? I'm 8 years older than you. I should have had that contract. Besides, you look like you should be in high school instead of teaching it.
Oh, we're off to such a great start. You do kind of have to love the beards that let it be known immediately that they're just human trash that you don't want to engage with in any way. It happened in Star Wars shenanigans with Elroy. I'm like, dude, I hate this guy. I don't know how you could stand to be around him. And it's going the same way with Babybeard. I hate her already. I guess I know how you could stand to be around her because you're getting paid. But I would stay as far away from this woman as humanly possible during work hours. And anytime outside of work hours, she does not exist. The insecurity, the one-upsmanship, the just infinite unfortunateness that is being exuded. Extreme legbeardery. I sighed. I got a 90%. I was already pissing her off, and I was getting annoyed. So yeah, now I started prodding the beard. You ain't letting me go, so I'm gonna make you back off. Yes, let your rage flow.
Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt. You make me sick, you big baby. Baby want a bottle? A big dirt bottle?
Now, I'm not saying this because I want to come across as highly intelligent, because really, I ain't. But Babybeard's constant need to compare us and failing is going to be a recurring theme. Oh, it's beautiful. This is kismet, bro. You gotta love when all the themes match up between sagas. It's magic. OP just says, I got to pick the first out of 3 contracts, and I chose this one. It has the biggest probability of me getting a permanent contract, so yeah, I took it. Because I got first pick. I might be younger than you, but that doesn't mean that I can do less than you. I don't think comparing me to you is gonna do anyone any good, so how about you drop it? Before you embarrass yourself. Go ahead, finish the sentence. Babybeard.
But I'm older than you, and I have a higher degree.
She was literally stomping her foot on the ground at this point.
You should have more respect for your elders. You are so disrespectful.
She stomped off. Well, thank God that's over. Or is it? It's never really over with beards, as we have well learned. About 20 minutes later, yep, she came on back. She started talking to our colleagues, and now and then she would send a glare my way. I ignored it. Not my problem, woman. Get over it. But she wouldn't get over it. She would never try to stop comparing herself and OP, and she would fail in every regard, which makes it more of a comedy than a tragedy because nobody's really rooting for Babybeard at this point. She'll fall on her face repeatedly, we'll all point and laugh. Hopefully she doesn't, get up to any schemes or tricks, but she seems really just too dumb to be conniving at all. I guess we'll see if that remains in part 2. You stupid wench. I don't say that R word, sorry. That's not a YouTube thing, I don't think. That's just a personal choice. Can't do it. So, in the days that followed, I first had to help everyone with wrapping up last year's birth and marriage certificates, checking for mistakes, sent them to the printer, etc. Babybeard started talking to me again like nothing had happened. She is conniving, OP. Don't fall for this. She knows something happened. You know something happened. Don't let it go. I'm not saying you have to lash out and berate her or anything like that, but I would definitely not engage as much as possible, as I said. So, yeah, OP was glad that there wasn't going to be any petty business. Or was there? While starting my new job, I had gotten to know Lavender by then, and one pain in the ass was more than enough. Little did I know, the fates had turned against me. I'm surprised Babybeard didn't really get brought up at all during the Lavenderbeard saga. This is one that you was just hiding in your back pocket. You got any more beards back there? Let me see.
Let me see what you have. No!
I want to collect them all. The government beards collection. I went to work on foot because the tire on my bike had broken. So one day in conversation, I cited to a colleague about the fact that the bike workshop was always closed and I couldn't get it fixed. Babybeard piped up immediately.
My fiancé can fix that for you. He dabbles in it. Bring it around tomorrow. You'll only have to pay for the parts.
I don't really trust you, but considering no other mode of transportation, maybe, begrudgingly, I will see what he can do. I was extremely happy about this, given the fact that I hadn't gotten my first paycheck yet, and my last job paid minimum wage. I had an apartment that was about 5/6 of my salary, and the rest of the money went to, food, to, live.
Now go in your office and make some money.
Yes, I do know. That's exactly how it be all the time, always, forever, until you stop living. It's a trap, man. So I thanked Babybeard profusely and brought my bike to work the very next day. Oh, goody gumdrops. I'm sure it's gonna go well. I got it back the day after that, and the new tire survived until I got home. And then it went poof. What'd he do? Just like repair kit? Patch job? Something like that? So I eventually had to bring the bike into the shop anyways, and yeah, I got to pay for it twice. Now, when I went to work on foot the very next day, Babybeard asked,
Where my bike was?
I told her that the tire had popped. Again. Babybeard said nothing, so I thought that that was that. You're nicer than me, OP. I would have rubbed that right in her face, been like, hey, how about I get my freaking money back since your stupid patch job didn't work? Pay me now, or we can have problems. That's your options. During this time, I was also taught how to write alterations in the old record. Nowadays, all certificates are digital. There are no hard copies left. But up until 2018, every certificate had a hard copy that had to be altered by hand when needed. Oh yeah, this like back in the caveman days, 2018. I don't even remember what happened in 2018. I don't remember anything before the plague times anymore. For instance, if someone adopted someone else or if someone changed their name, you had to write an alteration in the giant books that were like up to 1 meter high sometimes, and you'd write everything down in the smallest yet readable handwriting that you could muster. Then you had to lift this giant frickin' book up to the copier, take a copy of the part you just wrote, take that piece upstairs, scan it into a computer, and then digitally stick that to the digital version. Yeah, easy peasy. This is government bureaucracy at work, people. You're getting a look at the inside of the demon, and boy, it is inconvenient. If anybody really gave a damn, you could streamline this in a week, but nobody cares because the tax dollars just keep coming. So they're like, whatever, it works. We're not going to change anything ever. It's so dumb. It sounds horrible. I know. It does. But honestly, it was one of the best parts of my job. All the books were in the basement. No one else was there. It was quiet and cozy, surrounded by books. The oldest book I held was over 300 years old. It smelled like old books, and it was just a safe haven from all the noise upstairs. I'm a very introverted person, and this was just my happy place. It does sound pretty cool when you phrase it like that. Imagine being in like an ancient library or something like that. Ooh, except the tomes are full of crap that nobody cares about reading. Give me some real books to read down here, and then we're cooking. Now, one day, one of my elder colleagues, let's call her Agatha, asked me and Babybeard to stay late to wrap up the rest of the alterations. There were about 60 of them left, and the books were due back the next day. Agatha told me to explain to Babybeard how everything worked and split the work, so it would go faster. Okay, but you give her that instruction because she's not going to listen to me because I'm younger than her. Agatha's obviously older than her, so she's going to listen to Agatha, right? And also, I don't want to have to explain all this crap to Babybeard. It's like teaching a dog to play the piano. Okay, she can probably do it, but she's not going to understand why. Therefore, she's not going to be able to problem solve any issues that might arise by herself. I just can't do it, Agatha. She's got donkey brains. So, I did what I was asked. OP, you need to buck a little more, I'll tell you that. I took Babybeard downstairs into the sanctuary and showed her the books. I told her how to find the necessary book and how to write everything down. While I was talking to her, she was typing on her cell phone. It was one of those Nokia 3310s. You know, the ones that never broke?
Fuck this.
Well, this was like 4 years ago. Yeah, she's stuck in her way. But those cell phones is pretty legit, though, if you like playing Snake and nothing but Snake. I realized she wasn't listening at all, and eventually I told her, how about I do the writing and the copying, and then I hand them to you to digitize? And she said, sure, and went upstairs. So that's what I did. I wrote and I copied and I took the elevator upstairs. Babybeard was sitting behind a computer doing something else. She looked up when I arrived and just said,
I'm not doing it. I have other things to do.
This is not an option. This is an order. But of course, she's probably going to take offense to that too. Like I said, Agatha should have come down. Help me out, Agatha. You can't just pack all your stuff up and be like, you take care of it, you and that uncooperative witch woman. See you guys tomorrow, bye. She's gonna be late for bingo night, but come on, you can miss the first round just to let Babybeard know what's going on, can't you? I was stunned, and I just stammered out, but Agatha asked us to do this together. Babybeard got pissed, got up, took her coat, and snarled,
Well, if you're going to be like that, do it yourself.
she's just looking for her reason to leave. Oh my god, this is the weakest excuse ever. Be like what? Informing you of what actually happened with no malice involved? Jesus Christ. So yeah, Babybeard then left, leaving me alone in the office to do a 2-person job by tomorrow. I mean, I did it. It took me 4 hours, and after a 14-hour workday, I was exhausted. I was also now very, very pissed off. It's time for some retribution, OP. She can't keep getting away with this! I swear, dude, if Babybeard doesn't have like an avalanche of crap on top of her within the next couple of parts, I'll be severely disappointed. But honestly, I do know Little Anne's storytelling style, and we wouldn't even be talking about Babybeard at all if there weren't some just desserts getting served up eventually. So the next day, I walked up to Agatha and I told her what happened. Agatha looked at me puzzled. Babybeard's in the back office. She said you were really rude to her and you made her leave crying. Oh my god, the boy who cried wolf type of stuff. You want to see crying? I'm gonna give you a reason to cry. Come out here. Me, being my naive self, thought that I had actually done that, and I went to look for Babybeard. I was now pissed, but I was also worried that I made someone cry. So when I found her, I just grabbed the seat next to her and plopped down. We need to talk about yesterday. You left me alone to do all the work by myself, and I don't appreciate that, I began. And that is when Babybeard screeches, interrupting.
You've been a rude bitch to me all week. You've belittled me, and you've insulted my boyfriend. So yeah, I thought, screw this, you can kiss my Ken.
I'm sorry, what? When? How? What? If I insulted you in any way, I did not do it on purpose. What did I do that was so heinous that you think that you could just call me a bitch? I was both pissed at being called that word and shocked that I might have hurt her unknowingly. Oh, you're just a good egg, Little Anne. At this point, I would not care at all if I had hurt her, knowingly or unknowingly. This is the point where I want her to hurt. I want to bite back. But it's been demonstrated again and again that I am a lot pettier than some of our OPs here. Babybeard started crying uncontrollably for like a minute. Oh yeah, here comes the waterworks. Crocodile tears. Everybody's gonna feel so bad for you. She didn't shed a single tear.
You,
she stammered.
You said your tire popped again, which obviously was meant to insult my boyfriend. You shamed him and made a laughingstock out of him. You took my contract from me, and now you're going to tell me what to do? I'm 8 years older than you. You don't get to tell me what to do, you wench. Oh.
I'm using wench here because she used a very archaic term which translates at best to wench. Look, how about I don't care how freaking old you are? How about I don't give a damn that you date a little boy that can't even fix a bicycle tire? What is the bigger affront to his manhood? The fact that he can't fix a bicycle tire or the fact that he's dating you? He's got to walk around with this legbeard on his arm everywhere that he goes. God, that is a fate worse than death. Miss me with all that. And then she would have started crying for real, and I would feel good about that. All right, this was freaking BS of the highest order. She ain't crying, and she ain't fooling anyone. That's right, lay down the law, Annie. Lay it down flat. First of all, I did not insult your boyfriend. You asked how my bike was, and I told you. If it broke, then it freaking broke. This is not an insult to your boyfriend. It's simply stating a fact. Babybeard tried to butt in, but I just interrupted her again with, second of all, quit it with the stupid contract thing. Get over it, or don't. I really don't care. I can't do anything about it, and neither can you. And lastly, Agatha asked me to teach you. How are you supposed to learn if you refuse to listen? My age has nothing to do with whether or not I know something that you don't. You're being taught different things than I am at the moment, and we'll all have to be able to do everything. And lastly, I raised my voice as she tried to interject again. As soon as she finally shut up, I proceeded very calmly. Do not ever, ever call me stupid again. God, you love to see that. Very professionally handled. Not a single insult was flung. It's just nothing but the truth. And this Legbeard cannot handle that. Babybeard started ugly crying, which is often what will happen when you hold a mirror up to a Legbeard. Neckbeards often, go full rage mode, try to break the mirror. Legbeards tend to collapse in on themselves, although, of course, that's not 100% of the time for either one of them. She said that, I was being mean, oh! And I cracked. I'm not very good at staying mad, and I eventually started apologizing to her.
Why?
Don't do that. You did so well. All you had to do was hold your ground. Everything that needed saying was said. You just had to stand by it. Come on, OP. And that's why this story continues on for many more parts. But I am glad that it continues on. If it was just one and done, I mean, that's okay, but I'm always looking forward to more of Little Anwood stuff. The conversation shifted, and eventually I did just apologize for everything and say, yeah, it was totally all my fault. You've cheapened everything that you said. I really don't know how the conversation ended up like that. I was doing so well in the beginning, standing my ground and everything, and then you let yourself be manipulated by tears. These people don't give a damn about you. They would take advantage of you in a second if they were on the other end. So when they start crying, don't you dare feel bad. Push onwards, if anything. Grind them into dust. Overwhelming force is the only thing that they seem to understand. So, that evening, my supervisor called me over. What this meeting was about, you'll have to read in the next part. Ooh, cliffhanger. Thank you very much for listening to my ramblings. I don't expect this to get read since ReddX already read 2 of my stories, but I've had so much cringe inside of me, and it just has to be shared with the world. I love you all so much. Have a great Christmas. Until next time, Woodsy out. Edit, I redid the intro. Also had to change my age because I got my own age wrong. Good job, Woodsy. I definitely don't think having 1 or 2 of your series read on the channel so far, precludes you from ever having another one read on the channel again. Quite the opposite, as a matter of fact. I know what I'm getting into. I'm like, okay, good writer, proven, and I'll probably enjoy the story. So it's easy to just pick up and play, especially when there's so many parts already laid out. Like I said, this is a story that you felt needed telling, so I'm happy to help you tell it. Babybeard definitely does seem like a specimen, very similar, almost parallel with Unfortunookie, which really is helping us to nail down the Legbeard formula, isn't it? They don't all 100% fit into the same mold, but there are a lot of similarities more often than not with the whole manipulation, the one-upping, the trying to feel like they're better when in reality they know to themselves that they're not. That's why they're overcompensating. I think it would be a fun experiment to try and flip the 8 years older than you thing on its head. She says it as a positive, you start reinforcing it as a negative when you say it back to her. Like, oh, you have a boyfriend, but you're 8 years older than me. You're going out for drinks and dinner, but you're 8 years older than me. It would drive her up a wall in no time at all. And I guess this is why I couldn't have that many friendships when I was working actual jobs. Because I'm just a bit of a shit stirrer. I gotta admit it. Not a whole lot has changed. I started just doing it on a YouTube channel, so it's confined to one space, and people seem to find that more socially acceptable. But I still enjoy doing it. I think I also came after Babybeard's boyfriend a little bit in the video. I want to apologize to that guy. He's just caught in the crossfire, you know? It's kind of what happens. I start firebombing everything, and it's just like collateral damage everywhere all the time. That's not necessarily how I mean it to be. I look back a little bit and I go, he's probably not actually that bad of a guy. Lord knows he probably has to tolerate enough crap living with this Legbeard. So I'll take it a little easier on him in the future. But still, really, it's not that hard to fix a bike tire. Hey, come on now. Babybeard had indeed told the entire back office her side of the story, and I got plenty of angry glances and unfriendly remarks for the next couple of weeks.
Why the f you lying? Why you always lying?
A Loathsome, Lazy Legbeard, Chapter 2. Liar, Liar, which is a pretty good Jim Carrey movie, but we're not talking about Jim Carrey today.
Oh, come on!
Except we just did. So it's kind of magic how that happens. Hello, my wonderful people. Hi, little Edwards. We're all here. I am back once again to entertain you further with my tales from my workplace. The beard breeding ground, that is local government. Yeah, I'm quite surprised, but also not surprised. Where we last cut off, Babybeard had left me alone to do a two-person job, and when confronted the next day, somehow convinced me that I was in the wrong. Yeah, that was a really frustrating ending. You laid it down quite flat for her, and then you just wind it all back when she started giving you the crocodile tears. Just finish her off. She starts crying, hit her in the head again until she stops crying. At the end of the day, my supervisor called me to his desk. Let's just jump right into that story, starting with the cast list. Woodsy, 8 SROP, 24, turning 25, small girl, active in the gym, still had no idea I had a genetic condition and just thought that I was very clumsy. Colored hair and blue eyes, I just started at my job, and being a bit of an overachiever, I really can't help it. I'm just kind of wired that way. When I meet new people, especially a lot of new people at once, I do one of two things. Either I go full entertainer and basically play class clown, or I go 100% stealth mode, speak when spoken to, keep your ears open and your mouth shut, scope the place out, if you will. At the office, I had gone with option 2. I was quiet and reserved, and mostly I just listened. I love a bit of drama. Why else would I love LegbeardStories so much? But only from afar. I hate conflict, and I do not deal with it very well. I think either one of those two options is to be expected from most people. Personally, I go with class clown if there's somebody that I would like to impress or be friends with. Otherwise, yeah, I'll just kick back. I don't care. Watch the drama unfold. As I grow older and older, decide there's less and less people to impress, yeah, I get more reserved, whatever. The exception is this YouTube channel. Babybeard, of course, is an annoying 32-year-old that thought because she was older than me that she was allowed to boss me around. sturdy and slightly rotund woman, average height, which meant that she towered over me. Babybeard had apparently fallen into her grandmother's closet one day and had just decided that this was the best that the world could offer. Mothballs and all. She was in it to the end, dressed top to bottom like an 80-year-old. All the way down to her orthopedic shoes. Her square face and protruding jaw accentuated that old lady vibe, because added with lips so small they seemed to have disappeared altogether, she kinda looked like she had no teeth. Oh, this is just a tragedy. She's old on the inside. She's only 32, but she walks around, she's like, I'm older than you, I'm older than you. Maybe she's like an ancient vampire or something like that. Been a while since we had a legbeard vampire, isn't it? Although OP does want to make it clear that she did have teeth. Don't worry, it just kinda looked like she didn't. The entire assembly was topped off with giant glasses and hair that was sternly tied into a knot on the back of her head, where throughout the day, more and more hairs would slowly escape from it. I think you got that weird little wiry bushy thing hanging off the back of your head. Oh, that's disgusting. Wrap it back up. She also has a lot of like one-upsmanship kind of unfortunate-looky vibes going, lots of manipulation. I mean, if you listen to the first part, then you probably know all that already, but I do want to make it very clear during the cast list as well. Oh, and I probably also need to mention that, part 1, previous parts in the description and or comments if I remembered. Lady is a character that briefly appeared in the last story, and one of the few co-workers that I had a great connection with, and who actually knew her job, which is almost unheard of in government. She was one of the co-workers that trained me, and she was an introverted but pretty funny woman. She avoided conflict like the plague, but loved nothing more than to enjoy the drama from afar. I think that she would probably love this subreddit. Her desk was in the front office just like mine, so we spent a lot of time together before we moved to another floor and we had a shared desk policy. Shared desk. God, that sounds like a nightmare. Yeah, these budget cuts have been hell, I'm gonna tell you what. You probably could have shared a desk with her and been okay, but I know that OP got a desk with somebody who's less enjoyable. However, her suffering is our gain. As heartless as it may be to say that. Tom is the supervisor. He was a very introverted man, and although I liked him very much as a person, he was just not meant to be a supervisor. Didn't we meet him in Lavenderbeard? I'm pretty sure. He hated conflict, and when an incident arose, he usually just tried to get away from it as fast as possible. Yeah, not meant to lead for sure. Needless to say, this is not a great trait for someone who is supposed to be the mediator, but now and then he would come through for you. This is one of those tales. He was a very sweet person, always got my jokes even when no one else did. A very calm and collected person who knew everything about the laws pertaining to nationality, births, recognition, gender and name changes, and alteration of said acts. Basically everything we did in our part of the government office. This dude was a walking encyclopedia. He also had his desk in the front office. Yeah, honestly, you gotta admire his knowledge, but having that much knowledge does not automatically qualify somebody for a leadership position. That's just how it be. Place him as a reference so that he can help other people to excel, right? But government doesn't think flexibly like that. They're like, yeah, you've been here long enough. You're the supervisor now. He's clearly not comfortable. Please leave Tom alone. We've also got Agatha, a 60-plus-year-old lady, also mentioned in part 1. Very sweet and kind, albeit a bit old-fashioned. She was one of my educators when I first started. She worked mostly in the back office, though. Kind and gentle, but a bit of a gossip. As many 60-year-old ladies are wont to be, I do suppose. And yeah, old-fashioned. Of course she's old-fashioned. She's 60 years old. Let her be old-fashioned if she wants to. At least she's not 32 dressing up like she's 80. Babybeard, looking at you. That's probably the only time that somebody's looked at her in a very long time. That's it for now, but I will have to add some people next story. Oh, we got some Edgar Allan Poe type of parody, which is just beautiful. Once upon a workday dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many quaint and crude of bearded nature such a bore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of some unfriendly snapping at me. What a chore! 'Tis some beard, I muttered, tapping at my desk. What for? Only this, and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember it was in the bleak morning, and each separate dying nerve wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my work cerise of sorrow, sorrow from the bearded boar, and for the rare and unfriendly maiden, whom the demons named Baby, painful here for evermore. You know what I'm talking about? I'm more of a pit and the pendulum guy myself, but you can't knock the raven too hard. Chapter 2, we are into the story now. It is called Liar, Liar. I hope you will enjoy. So my supervisor called me to my desk and asked me to sit down. That's not good. That's always the start of something bad, isn't it? I was confused since usually our conversations were held each at our own personal desks. Woodsy, he began, Babybeard was here this morning and she asked for a private chat with me. My heart dropped to my stomach, but I just stayed quiet and waited. She told me that you'd been mean to her all week, and that yesterday you left her after calling her a bitch and left her to do all the work by herself. I'd like to hear your side of the story first. Been mean to me all week? What are we, in high school? Is this not a professional organization? Oh, supervisor, she's so mean to me. Why don't you grow up? You said it yourself, you're older than me, so none of this should mean anything, right? And then add on top of that the fact that Woodsy literally did nothing to this woman. She's just trying to get ahead of the game by making her own accusations, lest any accusations be leveled against her. I don't even want to call this high school stuff. This is like elementary school stuff, where you punch a kid and then you run up to the teacher and say, whatever he says is a lie. Yeah, I totally buy that. All right. But luckily, yeah, the supervisor's not an idiot and wants to get both sides. I was stunned for a second. Excuse me, what? The anger that had subsided throughout the day and had severely diminished after Babybeard's crying suddenly flared up again. I tried very calmly to tell him my side of the story. Whether or not I succeeded in this, I don't really know. You would have to ask him. What I do know is that my thoughts are usually very easily read upon my face. See, I don't lie. I don't always tell the whole truth or not answer the question, but I make it a habit not to lie unless I absolutely have to, or unless I've lost all respect for you and then I basically don't care. But that doesn't mean that I can't lie. In my opinion, however, lying usually just leads to more problems than it solves. I also hate it when people lie about me or to me, which is exactly what Babybeard is doing. I try to make it a habit not to lie either, but to say that I don't lie, that I've never lied, that is a bold-faced lie right there. Of course I have. I haven't done it any time in recent years, but yeah, I used to lie a lot to avoid conflict or to make myself look better, stuff like this. Yeah, I'm just too old. I don't have the energy to juggle these lies anymore. Woodsy's right. The truth is just a lot easier to maintain. Lying never solves problems. I highly encourage you to also throw that out if you do make a habit of lying. So yeah, I told Tom what Babybeard had said to me in the morning and what my thoughts were on that. I also got a little bit pissy when I told him that I was the one that had stayed, and she was the one that had left. And if he wanted to see who was lying, all we had to do was check whose signature was under every alteration. There you go. Proof positive. Lying never helps. Babybeard just shot herself in the foot. Because, yeah, we have to sign everything, so I have no idea how Babybeard honestly thought she would get away with this lie. She thought nobody would check, that everybody is as ignorant to the job being done as she is, I suppose. After I finished my story, Tom sighed. I figured as much, he said, rubbing his face. She was crying and bawling her eyes out and screaming that you were bullying her, but it just didn't sit right with me. I'll handle it. And with that, he let me go home. Are you gonna beat her up? Are you gonna fire her? Can I make some suggestions on what her punishment should be? No, just go home? All right, I guess. Considering that Tom avoids conflict, as we learned in the cast list, I don't think he's gonna hang her out to dry like I would hope for, but she definitely does deserve it, at the very least. So, the next day, Babybeard snuck to Tom's desk and asked if
they could talk privately.
The acoustics in the front office weren't great, and since my desk was only about 4 meters away from Tom's, I could hear everything. Tom just said, no, and went back to work. That good old cold shoulder, man, let me tell you.
But,
Babybeard sputtered.
It's about yesterday.
She tried to whisper, but it was more of a loud wheezing.
I don't think that there should be a bully in our midst.
The irony. Oh, God. You're absolutely right, Tom said, and opened a drawer in his desk. He took out a stack of papers and dropped them in front of Babybeard. Is this your handwriting? He said.
No,
Babybeard muttered, flustered. Is your last name Woodsy? Babybeard.
No.
Her lips started quivering. Oh yeah, here come the crocodile tears. Tom's got such like a passive-aggressive management style, but I'm digging this. Are you sure that you want to continue this conversation? Tom asked calmly. God damn, I love it. He doesn't want to do anything about it, but he does want to let her know that he knows. Babybeard had tears running down her face as she uttered a last hiccuping,
No.
and she ran out of the front office. Well, that didn't go the way she expected, I'm sure. I thanked Tom, and he gave a slight chuckle. Meanwhile, Lady and Tammy, who's a coworker that I have yet to introduce, just kinda stared. Eventually, Lady asked me, what happened? I told her not to worry about it. But then I changed my mind. That's right, you set the version of events straight. If you don't tell Lady what actually happened, then you know Babybeard's gonna swoop in there at some point and fill her ears full of lies. It's not even really fighting fire with fire, it's fighting fire with the truth. You might hear a different version, so it might not be a bad idea for you to hear the actual version of events. I made a quick summary of what had happened, and I'm still glad that I did this, because Babybeard had indeed told the entire back office her side of the story, and I got plenty of angry glances and unfriendly remarks for the next couple of weeks.
Why the f you lying? Why you always lying?
Whatever, bro. I ain't even gonna worry too much about that. You didn't even ask to hear the other side. You heard one version of events and you're like, well, that must be the truth. You are not critical thinkers, and therefore I don't really care about your opinion. Glance at me angrily all you want. You're gonna be dead before I am, and that means I win. People didn't know us yet, and Babybeard was a very loud person, always wanting to be the center of attention. I generally kept to myself, so yeah, people didn't really know who I was. So when Babybeard told one side and I told another, they were inclined to believe her. This, however, would not last. Yeah, once people realize what kind of person she is, it's all gonna fall apart pretty quick. I'll be waiting for my apology that almost certainly will never come. I hope Babybeard gets fired, man. I hope she gets that old lavender beard treatment. Comes back into the office crying, I'm older, I should be able to keep my job. Being older does not mean that we have to keep you employed if you suck at your job. Over the next few weeks, we were taught everything about work in the front and back office. I started in the front, she started in the back, and after 2 weeks, we switched. There was a gap growing between our abilities, needless to say. And given the fact that there was a lot of gossiping going around, people talked. That's probably the thing I hate the most about working in an office. All this office politics going on. Everybody's got a favorite. Did you hear that such and such did this and that? Like, shut up, dude. We're here to work and get a paycheck. Just leave me alone with all that. Although, I must admit that I was party to it when I was working the inventory management thing. You just kind of get caught up, don't you see? It's the office culture, and only once you're outside of it do you realize what actual cancer it is. More than once, a coworker complained to me that Babybeard just wasn't growing as fast as me.
It's because she's older. She can't grow as fast.
In the beginning, I would interject and point out that I started in the front office, so I had more practical knowledge. But when I started handling citizens by myself and she was still only allowed to work supervised, the gap surely grew even wider. I knew Baby was comparing us, and I didn't want her to disdain me any more than she already did because of the gossip. The problem was that they were right. The second problem was that Baby had started taking it out on me. She'd started doing this very strange thing where she would constantly ask me for help even after the whole
"Don't tell me what to do, you wench"
incident. But she would also berate me when I would try to explain it or teach her how to find the information for herself. Well, this is just an absolute mess. I will say that it is a good thing that she got the shorter contract. We can get rid of her as soon as possible. She just ain't gonna last, man. How are you so horrible at everything you touch and still have a superiority complex about it? The math just doesn't add up. Babybeard was also very adept at the backhanded compliment. She'd say things like,
"I wish I had so much time to spend on trivial things like you do, but I have a fiancé."
Yeah, that fiance that can't even fix a friggin' bicycle tire. I don't know if I'd brag too much about that, dude. Or she'd say,
"It's amazing that you wear what you want, no matter what people have to say about you."
Or even once when I wore my glasses to work, she said,
"Lol, you look almost intelligent with those on."
God damn it, dude. I don't know how you just sit there and take all this. Didn't you at least try to fire something back her way a little bit? Be like, hey, if your mind was as mature looking as your body, then you probably would have got an extended contract, right? But you're old and you act like a child. See, it's double-edged. That's why it's nice. But OP would usually respond in a sarcastic way after quickly realizing that Babybeard did not understand sarcasm, or I would just pretend that I didn't hear her and ask her to repeat it. Yeah, can you repeat that like 5 times? A little bit louder. Into the tape recorder, please. We're building a harassment case against you that you don't know about. Baby mostly focused on 3 things. My clothes, the fact that I apparently was an idiot, or that I was
a boring person.
I mean, all 3 of those things are basically such non-issues, you know? If somebody's reaching that hard to find an insult, then I actually feel pretty good about it, you know? You're not insulting my looks or something that I can't change. You're just reaching for anything to make yourself feel better. And honestly, if it's an option between being a boring person or being Babybeard, I'm gonna pick being a boring person every single time. So when I bought Doc Martens combat boots, I loved them. I still have them. They are my babies. Doc Martens are freaking awesome. Punk as hell, boy.
Killer boots, man!
She just had to say something.
Wow, you're so brave for wearing something like that to work. I could never wear something like that.
Yeah, because your feet is too fat. Get out of my face. I looked up and smiled as I looked her up and down. Then I looked her straight in the eyes and just said, likewise. Yeah, get out of here with your grandma clothes. Boy, let her have some heat, OP.
What do you mean by that?
She growled. I kept my smile firmly planted on my face when I innocently asked her, why are you getting angry? What did you mean by what you said? Baby's face made a series of contortions. She was stuck, and she knew it. After about a minute of figuring out how to respond without admitting she was insulting me, she just stomped off as I heard a slight chuckle from Tom's desk. Oh, the passive aggression is too strong, man. I think it is better in a lot of cases. I would go aggressive and let her know we are not friends, we will never be friends. But that's not necessarily conducive to the office environment, you see. I like OP's way of doing stuff. I'm gonna have to try it out one of these days. So that's where I'm gonna leave this post for now. I've not proofread this, so sorry for the undoubtedly numerous spelling and formatting errors. I'll take you further into the belly of the Babybeard and deeper into this cringe. I hope that you enjoyed this chapter. It only gets even cringier from here on out. Until next time, my dear readers. Also, Merry Christmas. Oh, Merry Christmas. Yeah, we missed this one by a mile. Don't worry about that none too much. I'm here now. I'm doing the thing. It is so insanely obvious to me how little Babybeard thinks of herself when she's trying to drag everybody down into the mud with her. Part of me does want to feel bad for her, show her some sympathy, but that's all part of the trap. You see, you can't show her any sympathy. Like I said, she starts crying, just keep hitting her until she stops. Eventually she'll pass out. Eventually you'll knock some sense into her. At least I can hope that much. I do love the fact that she gets caught left and right in this episode. Like, obviously, if you were as smart as you think you are, then you wouldn't have gotten caught in all this stuff, right? But she doesn't even have the self-reflection to be like, huh, maybe I'm not as intelligent as I think I am. Because that false perception of intelligence is really all she has. She's like, if Peggy Hill and Unfortunate Nookie had a baby, right? That's the only thing that I can compare it to. Think she's absolutely brilliant while everybody around her is just looking at each other going, oh my god, what an idiot. It does make for some deliciously pathetic bumbling beard cringe, so I gotta thank you for that much, OP.
Guess what, everyone? I got my permanent contract.
Oh, government, you've made a mistake.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
A loathsome, lazy Legbeard. Chapter 3. Surprises, sadness, and soap. Yeah, Legbeard using soap would be a surprise. Probably make him pretty sad too. You know what? I think I got this whole episode all figured out already. No, we'll have to see how it goes. Good evening, sweet cringe lovers. Good evening to you, Little Ann Woods, moderator in the Discord, extreme contributor of this channel. We are in your debt. It has been, not very long, but I got off work early and I'm bored, so I thought I'd drag you down with me, further into the belly of the beard. I mean, there's lots of tendies and dude. It is a veritable land of milk and honey mustard. The Babybeard, of course, yes. I don't really have much else to say, so onwards into the cast list we go. We got Woodsy, that's me, ROP, 24 turning 25, 5 foot nothing, having a hard time standing up for myself and hiding behind sarcasm and, let's face it, also silent submission, but do not worry because even I have my limits. Everybody's got a breaking point. I think I also mentioned that in Hulkbeard. That's like one of my favorite parts is when the OPs have finally had enough and go over the tipping point. Sometimes it takes a long time, like Unfortunate. Sometimes it comes out a lot faster, but one thing that I do know is eventually the OP will lay the truth down quite flat. Although it doesn't happen yet, of course. But soon! Maybe. I was just trying to survive my first few months at a new job, trying to get along with everyone, as I am prone to do, hyper-focusing on the job, and thus, kinda going overboard. Yeah, but that's what made you good at the job. You were absorbing things around you. Babybeard was treating it like a social gathering. She's like, yeah, I got this contract, whatever. And that's why I don't think she lasts more than the 3 months or whatever it was in her contract. Babybeard, yes, the chunky wannabe mama looked like she bought up the antique thrift shop and only kept clothes that were so old that you had to brush the remains of the last inhabitant out of them with an archaeology brush. Yeah, that paints a picture. She had a jaw that would make Quagmire blush, and an attitude so loud that even her lips had run away from it. From day one, Baby had decided that
She did not like me.
but also decided apparently that I was gonna be her best friend for some reason. Yeah, just understand, Woozy, she's not very popular, alright? She's gotta glom onto somebody, and I guess it's you, unfortunately. She would put me down and laugh in my face, and then sweetly ask me for help with stuff that she really should have learned by now, or regale me with her tragic backstory. Truth be told, I don't even need any backstory. Just watching this woman exist is tragic enough. Lady is a nice introverted coworker that sat with me in the front office. Sweet lady, loved gossip and drama, but would never start anything. I don't know if I 100% believe that, but I'm gonna let you have that one. We also got Tom, my supervisor, also very quiet and introverted. Tom was one of those people that was highly intelligent and had made promotions very quickly because of his intellect, and then realized that his promotion came with an expectation of people skills. He would rather bury his head in the sand and pretend that his coworkers didn't exist, especially when people weren't getting along. He did have like this passive-aggressive kind of thing in the last episode. Oh, the last episode, yeah, down in the description, as usual. Of course. Tom was pretty heroic in the last one, if I do say so myself. But I suppose that's not a regular occurrence. Finally, we got Agatha, a 60-year-old lady, very sweet and kind, albeit a bit old-fashioned. Kind and gentle, but a bit of a gossip. I mean, depending on what she's gossiping about, kind and gentle can go out the window, right? I got my beady eye on you, Agatha. If anyone else comes up, I'll just introduce him in the story. And now, a bit of Shakespearean prose regarding Babybeard, I suppose. O Legbeard, Legbeard, wherefore art thou Legbeard? Deny thy faults, and refuse thy blame. Or, if thou wilt not, be but sworn my baby, and I'll no longer be a co-worker. 'Tis but thyself that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a friend. What's friend? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a beard. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a beard, by any other name would smell as bad. And so Babybeard would, were she not Babybeard called, retain that dear imperfection which she owes without that title. Babybeard, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, go away. That makes me feel classy as hell, man. I guarantee you that Babybeard would doff her name and become somebody else if she could. But like you said, a beard by any other name. She's kind of stuck with where she is, and unfortunately she hasn't quite come to terms with that, even after 30 years on this planet. You almost want to feel bad for her until she starts stirring the pot. Anyways, it is chapter 3. Surprises, sadness, and soap. Where last we left off, with the help of Tom, I gained a small victory against Babybeard. She left me alone for a little while, but of course, that would not last long. In the coming months, I could notice that a lot of the information my coworkers gave did not coincide with the information that some of the other coworkers were giving. When I asked for a handbook or any kind of tool that would show me what the correct way to do things was, they told me that it didn't exist. Now, I'm a very precise person. I hate it when something isn't perfect. I'm well aware that this is a character flaw, but it usually does come in handy in the workplace. I tend to hyper-focus on work, especially when I start somewhere. Why? I got no idea. I'm just kind of wired that way. So one day I decided that if there was no handbook for new people to learn all the laws and how to apply them, then I would be the one to write it. Oh, Woodsy wrote the book on this job, let me tell you. I don't know if being a precise person necessarily fits in with the running of government. Yeah, sure, they got laws and procedures, but who pays attention to those old things? Unless the OSHA director is coming through or something like that. Did they have OSHA training in government? I mean, probably not in Belgian government. I should be shocked and horrified about the fact that they don't have a handbook, but after all that I have heard about this job, this work environment, I really can't be. And Woodsy out here reaching above and beyond her pay grade. So, I mean, tip of the hat, not a fedora. And so I did. I wrote it and I put it up on the communal hard drive. That way, everyone could use it when they had a question. Why did I do this? Well, in my search to find answers, I'd become a bit of an encyclopedia of everything that went on in the front and back office. Everyone had their own tasks, and I was apparently now the only one that knew, quote-unquote, everything. I wrote it down, that doesn't mean I remembered it. But because of this, coworkers kept bothering me with questions that they should be teaching me. Close enough for government work, Woodsy. Coworkers just did not want to learn something that they didn't already know, and they'd rather just ask someone else to do it for them. Every single time. Yeah, you made yourself kind of a spectacle at this point, I guess. Oh, God, that sucks. And I guess since they've been there longer, you feel a little more obliged. You're like, okay, I'm not just going to tell you go look it up on the friggin' file that I put on the communal hard drive. I'll just hold your hand for a little bit. When really you should shame them. Shame them that they don't know their job. It's fine. Why isn't that written into the social contract? I'm going to add an addendum because it definitely should be. So I made the handbook and no one used it. Ever. A few years later, someone would be hired just to make a handbook, like the one that I had made. She asked me if she could borrow it as a source material, and then proceeded to make some minor alterations and put her name under it. Yay. God, I hate it. I would have deleted it out of spite, ripped it off the hard drive, and kept it in my own email for future reference. I bet she got paid pretty nicely, too, to change the name on the cover of this manual. I do feel bad for you, Woodsy, but goddamn, sometimes this is what you get for punching above your weight class, you know? We were talking in the Discord a little bit a couple days ago, Once he said that people would often tell her that she needed to work slower, otherwise there wouldn't be enough work for everybody. And doesn't that just put everything into perspective? I think that's how it is in most government jobs. That's definitely how it was in the Navy. Whatever, you finish your work super early, I guess go mop the floor or something. So we just stand around with the mops and talk for another 3 hours until we finally got to go home. You don't think I wouldn't have liked those 3 hours back for myself? But no, we're under contract. I guess that's a really long tangent. I'm not gonna get into that right now. Anywho, I also used the handbook to get rid of Baby, who had kept up her constant shifting, from making fun of me one second and being very sweet the next when she needed me to help her. Now I would often say, "Have you checked the handbook?" But then she'd whine and cry that
She didn't get it.
until I helped her. Let me ask you something. What is your reading level? How poor is your comprehension that you can't understand a literal handbook which was specifically written to be understood by everybody? Again, shame her. It's fine. I guess it's a little less fine, considering the fact that you're going after her intelligence instead of how long she's actually had the job. But she has come after your intelligence, so I say tit for tat. That's fair play. Go ahead, get the claws out. Let me see them. A fun little anecdote here is that Babybeard was forced to have a new ID card made because her autograph was literally just the first letter of her name, and it wasn't even a difficult letter. Yeah, B. Oh no, that's probably not what it actually is. When she protested, Stinky Beard made all of us recreate her autograph and then asked her to pick out her own, and she couldn't. Yeah, that's some forgery right there. Why don't you take a little bit of pride, flourish your signature. I definitely have a signature that I use 100% of the time. I think I've been using it since like 8th grade or something like that. I remember sitting down in 8th grade and working out how I wanted my signature to look because I wanted to be a big professional or something like that. You can see how that didn't work out at all. But at least I got a cool signature out of it, right? So that was sadness, I guess. Now we're into surprises. So let us now fully start our story. Yeah, I guess that wasn't it. It was just the manual. Almost 3 months after my first day, Babybeard was off the training wheels, and the drama from the last story had more or less subsided. I came into the office like usual. The first half of the day went quiet and calm. Thank God. Just before lunch, Babybeard was called to HR to talk about her ending contract. Oh Lord, it's over. Put her out on the streets. I'll see you later. Have a nice life. But it's probably not over. That's why it's a surprise, isn't it? I thought nothing of it. And when lunch arrived, I took out a bag of sweets for my coworkers in the death squad, in the Office of Marriage, and a cheesecake that I had made for my direct coworkers. I gathered my coworkers in the front office and gave everyone a piece. When I was about done handing them out, only 2 pieces remained. One for me and one for Babybeard. I was just about to serve myself when Babybeard stomped in. Each foot went a different direction as she loudly let her presence be known. Babybeard,
Guess what, everyone? I got my permanent contract.
oh, government, you've made a mistake.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
But it's just the most recent in a long list of mistakes, I guess. So yeah, let's roll with it. She grinned from ear to ear, and the little line that passed for her lips disappeared completely, displaying her coffee-stained teeth. She waddled up to me and grinned very sardonically. That's so nice. I started.
I got my permanent contract and you don't. I guess we all know who's appreciated around here and who isn't. Ooh, cake.
Ooh.
Yeah, she got her priorities straight, all right. I did come in here to dunk on you about the contract, which yours hasn't even expired yet. You know Woodsy's gonna get a permanent contract, goddammit. She wrote the book on this job. And in the middle of insulting her, she's just like, oh, the fat kid in me can't help but go completely off the rails. She took my plate out of my hand and took the first piece.
One for me.
She plopped the second piece onto her plate.
And another one to congratulate me.
And she left. Bro, I will go slap both of those fucking pieces of cake right out of your goddamn hands. I feel so bad for you, OP. God damn, how could you let this one slide? No, sir. If I can't have my cake that I made, then nobody's gonna have it. This is why you immediately lick your finger, or, you know, stick your finger in the cake or something like that.
My turn.
I just stood there with my fork in my hand. That was my piece, I murmured quietly, to no one in particular. Holy God, I feel so bad for OP. How could this happen? I mean, I already hated Babybeard, but you know she did this on purpose. Cheesecake ain't even that great on your second piece. You have one and you're like, wow, that was filling and delicious. And then you get into the second piece and you're like, this is cloying. I feel like a fucking monster eating 2 pieces of cheesecake. What are you doing, Babybeard? Be it a beard, I guess. Ugh. We all just stood there for a while in silence. They all looked at me with such pity, which didn't help the tears that I felt prickling behind my eyes. Aw, Woodsy. You can have my cake. Actually, I'm a fat kid. We could split my cake. How's that? Well, that was rude, Agatha eventually exclaimed. Lady turned to me and gently said, want me to tell her that she took your piece? I tried to shrug it off and smiled, convincing no one. No, don't worry about it. I hadn't really counted myself in when I made it, so no big deal, I guess. Go slap it out of her hand and call her fat right now. We don't tolerate this. God, I guess I'm like the devil on Woodsy's shoulder, aren't I?
Don't listen to that sissy. Grab a beer and watch the game. Yeah, that sounds good.
I should be like, oh, turn the other cheek. It's not worth it. But I'm like, no, vengeance now. OP excuses herself and tried to walk at a normal pace to the toilet. I closed it and I started sniffling like a little girl. It's a tactic that I had perfected in high school. Whatever they do or say to you, never let them see you cry. But here I sat on my birthday crying in the toilet because of some office bully. At that moment, I felt so small, so insignificant. Like the progress that I had made since then had led to nothing. I worked my ass off and nobody even seemed to notice. I let myself spiral for a little while, and I felt that every word Babybeard had said to me was probably true. Why did it hit me that hard? Why at that very moment? I don't really know. I know a lot of people don't see their birthday as a big thing, but for reasons that I'm not gonna get into, it is a very special day for me. It's my day, and now it was her day. After I'd wallowed enough in my own self-pity to the point that even Bella Swan would gag, I picked myself back up, smiled at my reflection, and went on with my day. It may have felt like I'd been gone for a half hour, but in actuality, I'd only been gone about 5 minutes. Jesus, OP, just being the picture of grace right there. I do feel super bad for you. You should be able to celebrate your birthday however you want. I know I often say that my birthday doesn't matter to me, but if yours matters to you, then good on you. Hold on to that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the truth is that I'm not the devil on Woodsy's shoulder. Maybe the truth is that she is the angel on my shoulder. It's her and Greenie sitting up there like, hey, ReddX, let it go. Be the bigger person here. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, girls. I'm just gonna walk away. And then I start to walk away and I actually turn around and sucker punch him. Yeah! I picked my own path. Now, for anyone who's feeling sorry for me at this point, don't worry. I mean, I can't help myself. I feel for you. This part of the story would make me feel sorry for any OP, but especially Woodsy. She's a sweetheart. So why should we not worry? Well, because my boyfriend's mom had made a 3-tier cake for me and my new roommates when I got home. So I ate cake for like a week and it was delicious. See, karma, it always works out. The universe has a plan for the thing that's happening. Proud of you for taking the high road, but I don't think that I would have done it. I would have made that old lady cry. Anywho, turns out that Babybeard only got a permanent contract because no temporary ones were available. And the only choices were letting her go or the permanent contract. And we were severely understaffed. Yeah, but does Babybeard actually do anything anyways? Let her go. That's fine. Woodsy's gonna pick up the slack for everybody. Not that that's how I want it to be, but from the conversation we had, it sounds like there isn't enough work to even go around the office even when it's understaffed. I don't know, man. Seems like a mistake, but again, the government making mistakes and I'm supposed to act like I'm shocked. That's just kind of how it goes around here. Oh, now we're into the sadness section. The cake stealing wasn't the sadness? Oh boy, this isn't gonna go well. After the way that Babybeard had behaved on my birthday, she lost a lot of my coworkers' trust. Even people that had thought that I was the bully now started to realize that things might not be exactly how they had seemed. Babybeard didn't help the situation by doing a complete 180 to everyone and turning from a willing, helpful girl into a lazy, cocky miscreant. Miscreant. That's a great word. I gotta put that back into my rotation. She also started telling people,
The plan!
what is,
The plan!
you might ask? I gotta say it like that every time now. Well, dear readers, Babybeard had concocted a plan. See, it's not capitalized and it doesn't say the, so I don't have to say it with the voice. It's just a plan that would make sure that she would never have to work another day in her life. Is she actually working? It seems to me like she just sits around with her thumb up her butt and gets paid for it. And she doesn't even thumb her own butt in the difficult way, like a porn star does. Sex work is real work. She does it at her own speed, and I ain't paying for that. Maybe we should cut that out. I'll leave it as fine. See, for starters, despite her appearance, Babybeard's mother was apparently loaded. She would often scoff at my outfits, which I had had since I was 13. I mean, not my fault that they still fit. Her fiance, according to her, had
A very high-paying job!
and Babybeard,
Wanted to contribute in her own way!
Babybeard was going to have children. Oh no, not reproduction, not the beards, why? It's definitely a contribution to society, but probably not in the way that you think. Gotta keep those jails at max capacity one way or the other, don't ya? Although it is Belgium, so I don't think they have the same prison industrial complex that the US does. And it's not necessarily a given that the kids are gonna be awful just because their mother is awful. We don't know anything about the dad except for the fact that he can't fix a bicycle. So I guess I don't actually know what's going on, but it's fun to theorize at the very least. Babybeard's plan started as soon as she got her permanent contract. She'd get pregnant. She would go on pregnancy leave, which was paid for by the job. She would have the baby. She'd go on maternity leave, still all paid by the workplace. And by the time she'd have to go back to work, she'd be pregnant again and redo the cycle. Oh yes, become a breeding cow for your job. Oh no, this is the worst fate ever. How long can this go on? Please say it ain't so. Please say she found out she's infertile or something like that. And since you can't fire someone while they're pregnant, she would use the system to live off the government without ever lifting a finger. Bro, I take the hit. You go ahead and sue me. I ain't playing this game. After 4 children, she would get enough benefits from the government that she'd be able to quit her job and live comfortably. God, I hope those kids make your life a living hell, Babybeard. I got 2 kids. I got a 3rd one on the way in a couple months. We probably will have a 4th at some point, but I gotta admit, it is a lot to handle. I'm exceedingly lucky that I get to stay home, help my wife out with the kids. But I have seen my sister-in-law. She has 5 kids, and guess what? She drops 2 of them off permanently at grandma's house. So, it's not a situation for everybody, I'm pretty sure. She don't even know if she likes kids. This is just part of some grand scheme. God, I feel so bad for the kids already. These children that don't exist, and hopefully will never exist. Nobody deserves Babybeard for a mother. Oh, God. You might have guessed that this did not endear her to the rest of her coworkers. Yeah, why would she even talk about this? What an idiot. So, when on one wonderful morning this gem happened, sympathy was not easily found. It had been raining a lot, and citizens dragged a lot of water in and out of the office. Babybeard got up from her desk in the front office to put away some files and slipped on the wet floor. Are we sure that this isn't the actual plan and the other plan was just a diversion? She's like,
I just have to break my ass. Hold on.
She fell forward and landed with her armpit right into a chair. Yeah, you're doing it wrong. You're supposed to follow your butt. What are you, stupid? I mean, never mind. Yeah, obviously you are. I have to admit, it did look rather painful, and I had half gotten up to help when after a few seconds of silence, Babybeard dropped to her knees in the middle of the office, surrounded by both citizens and coworkers, and started crying. Yeah, Babybeard, I get it. She was screaming bloody murder, like only a toddler that had fallen and noticed her mommy crying would. And honestly, I couldn't help it. This image of a grown woman that now slumped to the right and was literally screaming for her mommy on the floor was just hilarious. Yes, take your vengeance now, OP. I let out a small chuckle, and I wasn't the only one. After 2 men from the back office had, with some effort, lifted her up and brought her again into the back office, it fell quiet again. Agatha broke the silence with this amazingly accurate remark. God forbid she ever has a kid. When it'll start crying, she'll just lay down right next to it and join in. Agatha's a savage, dude. Honestly, I wish that it would have been more than a chuckle. I wish we would have had uproarious laughter in the office, pointing and scream laughing to the point where she runs out. She's embarrassed and we never see her again. But I suppose that's a bit too much to hope for, and of course we don't want the story to end just yet. So yeah, let's just enjoy her misery for a minute. Of course, Babybeard was completely fine. She had a teeny tiny bruise on her armpit, and that was it. All that noise and complaining and demanding to be served by her coworkers for the rest of the day. All for fucking nothing. They had even almost called an ambulance. Yeah, I think she's really just taking advantage of this situation. Notice how the story doesn't say that she started screaming immediately. No. She went into the middle of the office, dropped onto her knees, and then made a spectacle of herself. You'd think that she would have some shame. Is this not like the most horribly embarrassing thing to do to yourself? You made this conscious decision? Why? I just don't get it. So you can be brought coffee by your coworkers for the rest of the day? Oh yeah, that's worth sacrificing your dignity, isn't it? Oh God. I just hate her more with every passing story. And the third mini story of this part number 3, I suppose, is, of course, soap. We're about 6 months into my first year now. I had also received my permanent contract, to Babybeard's chagrin, but fortunately for me, she had her thought concentrated on the upcoming wedding. Oh, that poor guy. Does he even know what he's getting himself into? Ugh. There's a million fine-looking women in the world, man, but not all of them will bring you lasagna at work. But on the plus side, a lot of them are not Babybeard, so maybe just pick one of them. You don't need lasagna. Jesus. She kept asking me to go to lunch with her, and every time I would find a way to tell her, no. Except for one day when she cornered me in the cafeteria, took my sandwich from me and took it to a table, forcing me to sit with her. How dare you manhandle my food, bro? She is an office bully. This is so ridiculous. I know something social contract, you can't take the sandwich and still go sit somewhere else, but I would. She's obviously not respecting the social contract either. Tit for tat, as I say. But OP didn't do that. She sat with Babybeard, and Babybeard spent the entire time talking about herself and her upbringing. Oh, fascinating. Her mother was, according to her,
A manipulating monster that wasn't invited to the wedding because she tried to manage everything.
Oh, now we know where Babybeard gets it from. That's pretty elucidating, I guess. Her mother
Did nothing but berate her and put her down. Her mother would throw tantrums if she didn't get her way, and she'd make snide remarks until people gave in.
Bro, I'm learning so much now. It's all falling into place. All right, I definitely file this one away for later. I want to talk about it at the end. The more Babybeard talked, the more I understood exactly where it is that she learned her crappy behavior. But as my roommate once told me, it might explain her behavior, but that doesn't mean that it excuses it. Damn, nailed it down. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it at the end because Woodsy said everything that I wanted to say much more succinctly than I could ever say it. Well played. One day, Babybeard flashed her hand a few centimeters from my face. Given the fact that this was Lavender's favorite move, I was already annoyed when I looked up at her. "What can I do for you, Babybeard?" I grumbled. She kept waving her hand in front of my face.
Look!
She exclaimed. Oh God, I'm working. Please leave me alone. I looked at the meaty hand that was waving in front of me and realized that she was showing me her ring. "Oh, your wedding ring?" I asked, really completely uninterested.
Yes!
She basically screamed in my ear.
They were made yesterday! Look at the diamond! Oh!
I really would rather be working. I don't even like work, but I like it more than interacting with you. It was a pretty cute ring. I admit that, and so I told her so.
It's so much prettier than yours. Yours doesn't even have a diamond.
She screeched as she tried to grab my arm. Oh, God. How did we not know that this is exactly where it was going? I moved my hand out of her reach and said, "That's because this is not a wedding ring. It's an heirloom that I got from my grandmother. That's why it's on my middle finger." And then you should probably show her the ring really close on which finger it is. There you go. Do you see it? Nice and close, stupid? Do you get it now? Now get the fuck away from my desk. God, the vitriol for Babybeard's really growing. I want to bite her nose off in defense of Woodsy. My ring is the only piece of jewelry that I always wear. My grandmother inherited some gold from her grandmother, who inherited that, and etc., etc. My grandmother inherited some gold from her grandmother, who also inherited it, and etc., etc. When my grandmother got it, she thought that the pieces were ugly, and sold most of it. But for my 16th birthday, she let me pick out a ring from a catalog, and had it made from the existing gold, so I'll always have a piece of my lineage with me. So when Babybeard sneered at it, I did not take it too kindly. And then ReddX appears on Woodsy's shoulder. Yes, slay her where she stands. Skulls for the skull god, blood for the blood throne, or something like that.
Wanna trade?
Babybeard suddenly asked. What? Why? I asked.
I want to see if it fits you, and I want to see if yours fits me.
Mine will not fit on your fucking meat hooks. I told you to go back to your office, Babybeard. She's gonna swoop your ring, dude. Do not do this ever in life. You know how this woman is by this point already. I was 100% certain that my ring would not fit this block of woman. I love that description. Not only was she at least 6 inches, 15 centimeters, taller than me, she was also literally double my weight. Very reluctantly, I took off my ring and traded with her. Oh God, please just let me go back to work. I don't want to play anymore. I looked her straight in the eyes as I put her wedding ring on my thumb. I turned my hand down and let it fall onto my desk. I don't think it fits, I said, smiling. Calling her fat, really, is what you're doing. I see a little bit of that vitriol peeking out. You go ahead, OP, you get it where you can get it. My smile fell very quickly when I beheld what was happening before me. Babybeard was forcefully trying to get my ring onto her pinky. What are you doing? I tried to take my ring back from her, but my desk was between us and she stepped backwards. It clearly doesn't fit. You're gonna get it stuck. Babybeard.
If it fits you, then it'll fit me,
she growled as she gave the ring a final push and lodged it behind her last knuckle bone. Oh, P. I told you where this was going, man. Why you didn't want to listen to me? She waved it triumphantly and then tried to get it off. She started pulling at her finger, getting more and more hysterical.
It's not going off,
she cried.
You and your stupid toddler mitts.
You and your stupid toddler brain, Babybeard. I hate everything about this. This whole situation should never have happened. She started crying as she tugged. That's her favorite move, isn't it? And I got up from my desk and tried to help her. She pushed me and I fell flat on my ass as she ran past me. She started opening closets until she found what she was looking for. A pair of pliers. Bro, you are going to warp that gold ring out of shape. I will cut your stupid fat pinky off before I ever let you destroy my heirloom ring. Come on, OP, chop chop. Time to take action here. My heart stopped, and I felt all the blood drain from my face. She had a very satisfied look on her face, and for a second I wondered why there was a pair of pliers in the closet of the front office. Then I jolted up from the floor and grabbed her wrist. I wrung the pliers out of her hand and dragged her to the restroom, ignoring her screaming,
Woodsy, you're hurting me.
"Well, it's that toddler mitten strength for you." I yanked her hand into the sink and basically drained the soap in the automatic dispenser as I lathered her entire fat hand with it. Then I carefully and as patiently as my panicked mind would allow, I freed my ring from her skin folds. Then I rinsed it thoroughly, holding it tightly so I wouldn't lose it in the drain. I dried it off and I put it back in its rightful place. My precious bitch.
My precious bitch.
I love it. Babybeard, who had been too shocked by my sudden brute response, now started crying again. "Oh, boo friggin' who? I almost destroyed your ring with a pair of pliers because I'm a fucking idiot." Don't tell me with fat, meaty mitts like that you never had a ring stuck on your finger before, alright? I think I said in the last episode to just hit her with a verbal brick. And then she starts crying and you just keep hitting her until she stops crying and moving.
This is all your fault.
She screamed.
You and your baby hand! You Lilliputian! If you look like an actual adult, this wouldn't have happened! You stupid dwarf!
God, it is so obvious that Babybeard is super uncomfortable with Little Ann Woods being petite. Because, you know, Babybeard looks like a fucking rock golem or something like that. How you look like the Thing from Fantastic Four. He's walking around in a mothball covered sundress or whatever the hell it is. Sometimes I'm very witty. Sometimes I just have the right way to answer someone. But when I'm nervous or panicked or flustered, I give the world these precious gems. I'm not a dwarf. My parents are just tiny people. Good job, Woodsy. Dad'll teach her. Yeah, sometimes a statement of fact is all it takes. Good Lord. This was a very long post. I'd apologize, but the truth is I had way too much fun writing it. I hope y'all enjoyed today's chapter, because there are more to follow. More shenanigans, and dare I say it, maybe even some backbone. Find out in the next chapter. We've met a lot of derpy beards on this channel, but I don't know, this one is in the top 10 derpiest. Trying to remove a ring with pliers, telling the entire office about her genius plan to get pregnant and live off government benefits forever. How did she fool people is what I want to know. Did she really act that nice until she got the permanent contract? And then as soon as she signed on the dotted line, the mask came all the way off. First thing she did, march into the staff kitchen and steal Woodsy's cheesecake. Oh, I still think you should have slapped it on the floor, dude. I'm not going to tolerate anything like that. I can't have it. Guess what? You can't freaking have it either. The floor can have it. Now make yourself useful and clean it up, Babybeard. The janitor shouldn't have to deal with your mess. Honestly, I could be a real asshole if I feel like it. Best friend or worst enemy? You decide. I guess it shouldn't come as too much of a surprise for people that watch the channel. They've seen both sides of me. And both sides do make an appearance every so often. Happy, bubbling, fun-loving versus vitriolic, revenge-filled, hateful. Really, it's on you. However you act, you are deciding how I'm going to act towards you. There are also a lot of situations where I have, like, you know, non-interventionist policy. Just, okay, whatever. you're not bugging anybody, then I'm not gonna bug you. But when it comes to cheesecake, bro, I will hunt you down. I'm not even joking. You think I got to be this big of a boy by letting people mess with my food? No, sir. It is unfortunate that Babybeard is officially a permanent installation in the office, but maybe not 100% permanent. Maybe she shot herself in the foot by going around telling everybody about
The plan!
At least that's what I'm hoping for.
You mean
She continued whispering.
he's a gay?
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
A Loathsome Lazy Legbeard, Chapter 4. The Note Button. Yeah, don't touch my no-no square.
Don't touch me there. This is my no square.
You're no square, dog. Yay!
Hello, my lovely people of the internet. Hi, little Adwoods. Glad to see you back again. I've returned once again with even more stories from my former workplace. Government Hall Drama 101. In today's tale of woe, we delve deeper into, well, I'd say depravity, but this is Babybeard, so it's just kind of cattiness and annoyance, and that might be more accurate. We can't say the B word quite yet because it's early in the video, see? Babybeard is a special motherfly. All right, that needs everyone to know how
Amazing and special.
she really is. And I am here as your narrator, anxiously rubbing my hands together as I am ready to douse you all in some delicious cringe. That's right. Go ahead, binge the cringe. It's been confirmed safe by the FDA. I'm pretty sure. And if it's not yet, I'll just pay him off. Today's cast list, I will apologize in advance because this might be a bit of a long one, but most of these people you know already. I'm still going to read it out because Little Ann likes to write it a little bit differently each time, which I think is pretty cool. We got Woodsy, that's the OP, 25-year-old toddler-sized geek with a backbone the size of a pebble and a knack for attracting the bearded, be it neck, leg, or fedora. Yeah, but that pebble backbone is starting to grow, and I'm proud of you. I'm very average looking, and the only thing I really have going for me are my eyes. I also have a very bad sense of humor and a tendency to make sarcastic comments. Dems be my best features. After being at the workplace for over 6 months now, I was getting comfortable and had traded my very worksy, casual chic outfits for my more casual geek, especially on days that I didn't have to work with citizens. I was letting my geek flag shine, albeit quite carefully at this point. Yeah, and you work with a bunch of old people, so you know they ain't gonna understand, but that's okay. This is for me, it's not for you. We've also got Tom, my supervisor, a very nice, thin man with very neat clothes that never had a hair out of place. He was a quiet guy that knew everything about his job, but felt like he was very out of place in his role as a supervisor since he hated conflict and just simply didn't know how to handle it. He once confided in me that since he was the youngest person working there after me and Babybeard, he felt like he didn't have the authority to reprimand people who were almost twice his age. I didn't realize Tom was so young. That's hilarious. Come here, Grandpa, have a sit down. You need a little talking to. The elder coworkers seemed to agree with that statement, and his quiet demeanor did not help to alter that conviction. I may have been a bit sour about him in the last few stories, and that's mostly because of the fact that he never had our backs. Not against supervisors, not when there was inner turmoil, not when I became disabled, but I also know that as a person, he was really nice. He just couldn't handle the pressure, and I do understand that. Surely he could have talked to somebody, stepped down into a lesser position, but see, he didn't want to give up that pay raise. That's what it's all about. I don't know anything about Tom. That's all just presumption. I'm not trying to come at him like that, all right? We got Amanda. Ooh, a new one. A woman in her 40s, very strict and correct. She was a no-nonsense kind of person, and one of my most favorite people in the entire government. Wow. She was not a chatty woman, and kept her feeling close to her heart. And though she sometimes pretended that she didn't have one, she was one of the sweetest people that I knew. Yeah, hard on the outside, squishy on the inside. It's just like, well, everybody that I know. My wife, me, Ramtide. That's just how it be in these days and times. She was smart, stern, and even though she was so skinny she looked like she would break in half, she was strong, both mentally and physically. She had multiple side businesses, and if you ever wonder where all the energy that those old worn-out geezers I worked with went, don't worry, Amanda found it all. Energy for days. She, Lady, and Tom were the backbone of the office, and the only people there that actually seemed to want to improve the place. Yeah, she's on that boss bitch side hustle. See, I can say the B word because we're deeper into the video now. We also got Lady. Lovely Lady. A long, thin woman that was quiet, intelligent, and had a devious streak to her. She heard everything, and when she trusted you not to tell anyone else, she was a bit of a gossip. It's funny that when it was just Tom, Amanda, her, and I in the office, she would talk all day. But when someone else from the team arrived, it was like her tongue was glued to the roof of her mouth. Loose lips sink ships. But yeah, a leak has got to spring somewhere. I can't hold all these dirty secrets to myself forever. Sit down, let me tell you a tale. Lady saw everything, and for some reason, really loved our country's Temptation Island. This has no relevance to the story. I just always laughed so much at her renditions of last night's episode. I have never seen an episode, and I didn't have to because she told me everything. I mean, whatever gets you through the day, I guess. It ain't for me, but I'm glad somebody's still watching it, I guess. So, as you can imagine, Babybeard's antics were hilarious to her, and anything she said when I wasn't there would be told to me anyways. Sounds like a good person to have on your team. Rena worked for the Office of Marriage. She was a mousy, happy, and very calm woman. She had 2 kids and always looked a bit tired. Huh, I wonder why. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. You think it might be because of the 2 toddlers running around at 5 a.m. each morning? Nah, couldn't be. Just kidding. She was very nice. And of course, last but not least, or probably least actually, our one and only reincarnated disgruntled grandma herself, Babybeard, cheering in the background. She was the most
Beautiful woman in all the land, with a wit that would put Ryan Reynolds to shame, and an intelligence Einstein could only dream of. Oh, her betrothed was the most elegant and beguiling man from here to the farthest reaches of the globe. She had all that her tender heart desired.
All except that thorn in her side. That little scratch on the otherwise untainted, perfect marble mural that was her life. And that scratch was me. Or at least that's how she saw things. It's beautiful. She compares herself to OP and somehow sees reflected back every single one of her own inadequacies, and she's just having a really hard time living with it. To all of our amusement. From where I was sitting, she was a plump woman that had raided her grandmother's grave. The vitriol is growing stronger. The heat is being brought. She didn't bother to air out that mothball smell and sweat stains, and she thought that the height of fashion was woolen tights with sunflowers on them. I heard Lululemon is hot right now. Hair was in a messy bun at the back of her head like a grumpy 40s school teacher, with a jaw that could easily break nuts better than an actual nutcracker. Oh, God. She had giant round glasses that did nothing for her eyes. For those who don't know, glasses, especially ones that haven't had the thickness reduced, make your eyes look really small. Oh man, I didn't get that until now. We gotta work on the thumbnail art a little bit. Nah, it's fine. She also had a very thin, lipless, but stretched out mouth that even when smiling, still pointed downwards somehow. She wasn't stupid, per se, but seemed very unwilling to learn anything new, and was a bit of a technophobe. You're 30. You were there during the rise of computers. She really is a boomer in a millennial body. This is crazy. It was just a fact that I picked up the material quicker than she did, but instead of trying harder, she decided that she'd just try pulling me down instead. As for her fiance, I've never met him. Only saw some pictures of him one day when Lady asked me to show her a picture of my boyfriend, and Baby instead yelled that her boyfriend was the most beautiful man in the world, and shoved her phone, which she upgraded to a smartphone, which she made me install to it, into Lady's face. I accidentally insulted her. For once, I really didn't mean to. I just said, how much older is he than you? It's probably not a great question to ask, but yeah, if you're curious, you're curious. This dude looked almost 40, with a Friar Tuck bald spot and a very deep widow's peak. Apparently, he was 33, same age as Baby. My bad. She never showed me her pictures again, after several more coworkers asked the same question. Dunked. I mean, it's good. You're proud of your significant other and whatnot, but I think people would meet that with a little more tact if you were a more tactful person. As it is, nobody feels bad trashing your fiance. He's attached to you, so I'm sorry. It has to be done. So, with the introductions out of the way, onwards to the cringe. But first, a bit of edification. Some Romeo and Juliet parody. To have or be a baby? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to whine the pencils and pens of righteous outrageousness, or to take arms against a sea of tantrums, and by opposing, end them, to cry, to weep no more, and by a weep to say we bend, the headache and the thousand natural shirks, that cringe is heir to, 'tis a constipation, devoutly to be wished, to cry, to weep, perchance to scream? Aye, there's the rub, for in that scream of nothing, what may come, when we have strangled off this mortal cretin, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long strife. For who would bear the quips and scorns of beards, the presser's wrong, the proud man's folds, the pangs of incompetence rings, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the laziness, with disregard their beardiness turn awry, and lose the name of Baby. Alas, poor Baby, I knew her well. I know that's not from the same scene, but shush. It's perfect. I love it. You've taken a couple of the most popular speeches from one of the most timeless plays, and you've bastardized them beautifully. So, tip of the hat, not a fedora. So we get into part one. A gay? A gay. Yeah, all right. After my birthday and the whole ring kerfuffle, I had gained some thicker skin. And although I still helped Baby, I'd started helping all my coworkers. Why was this necessary? One word: digitizing. Yes, that's right, dear readers. The government was going digital. Only 30 years behind the ball, but yeah, you trying. He's got the right idea. All birth certificates that are now made are purely digital. No hard copies exist, not since spring of 2018. And with this, a new wind flew into the office. It raised eyebrows, lifted tired hands onto computers almost as old as they were, and whispered the demonic language of the internet in their ears. Be afraid, Boomer. Be very afraid. For me, this transition was probably the easiest, since I hadn't been working there very long and I was pretty tech savvy. So I spent most of my day walking from one computer to another, telling coworkers what buttons to press or what laws had changed with the great digitization. Babybeard, who had a hard time enough keeping up as is, fell even further behind and had decided that I was now her personal assistant. Yeah, never. Not in life. You paying me for that? Doesn't matter. Not gonna do it. Whether I was in the front or the back office, if she needed help, she was at my desk. If I had a day off or she had a late shift, she would call or text me at home. How did she get your number? That's a mistake. And me, sad sap that I was, felt the need to help her. Bleh. For some reason, I'm unable to say no when someone asks for help. That still hasn't changed, and although I feel like I'm stronger, I cannot say with certainty that I wouldn't still help her today. Oh, look at that, Woodsy. You got a heart the size of Russia. You could fit millions in there. But I definitely wouldn't. 2 strikes and you're out. I'll even go to the 3rd strike because I know what's going to happen after 2. Forgiveness is good. Turning the other cheek is good, but people like this, they will only take advantage. However, I had increased my snide comments and didn't hold back when she felt the need to show her superiority over me. But this is just funny. Lady, Baby, Agatha, and I were sitting in the office during break. We were talking about how we got into government, and Baby jokingly exclaimed,
Ha! Woodsy! The only reason you got in is because you slept with Tom!
Yeah, talk about a non sequitur. Okay. I busted out laughing. So did Lady, so did Agatha. Babybeard turned red. She obviously did not expect this reaction and was angry that her remark didn't elicit the desired response. What'd she expect? Just like anger, or you get up and storm out or something like that? Laughter diffuses most things. I laugh really easily in my personal life and also in these stories.
What?
Babybeard exclaimed, annoyed.
Why is that so funny? Why are you laughing? It could happen.
Only making us giggle more. OP finally catching her breath. I'm pretty sure that Jerry wouldn't like that.
What? Who's Jerry?
The baby cried out angrily and confusedly. His boyfriend. Lady smirked.
You mean?
Oh, there it goes. Now all the pieces are falling into place. The baby's angry red face became spotted as her anger turned to shock.
You mean,
she continued whispering,
he's a gay?
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
oh, God, it never gets old. Ah, yes, a gay. Oh, I need a minute. Yes, a gay had snuck into the building. Unknowingly to Babybeard. And furthermore, he had been her supervisor. By Jove, whatever shall she do? But we all know, dear readers, where there is one, there are soon to follow more. After all, a gay is never alone. Together, they are the gays. I can't breathe. Jesus, that's so funny. I felt it necessary to inform Baby of this, lest she find out on her own. Imagine the shock. Better to rip off the Band-Aid swiftly. So is Amanda. A gay. I mean. I couldn't contain my smirk and saw my smile reflected in the faces of Agatha and Lady. Babybeard gasped so exaggeratedly that I couldn't help but laugh. I mean, this was ridiculous. Woman, just because you look like you grew up in the 50s doesn't mean that this is the 50s. Baby actually looked disgusted by the idea, which only encouraged the others. Woodsy's mom is trans, Lady added, pouring fuel on the fire. Deborah from the Secretariat is a gay and is dating a trans woman, Agatha continued. Babybeard's head is gonna explode at this point. How did all these gays sneak into the office? I'm having such a hard time getting over it. This apparently broke poor sheltered Babybeard, who turned red once more and stomped off, never to be seen again. Well, at least, you know, until the break ended and she begrudgingly stared daggers at us one by one for the rest of the day. At least she wasn't talking, I guess. The effect didn't really hit its mark, as it is very hard to stare down 3 people all at once. Of course, by the end of the gay... oh, my brain is broken now. Of course, by the end of the day, everyone had heard Baby's reaction, courtesy of Agatha and Lady, and for the rest of the week, now and then you could hear people sneak a gay into a conversation when Baby was passing by. God. A good thing that came out of this is that Baby stopped running to Tom every 5 minutes when someone had scorned her. The bad thing is that she started resenting Tom, and at one point came close to getting him fired. She found another sounding board, however, one that had proven to be about as effective at handling complaints as jumping into a pool to avoid getting wet from the rain. And that was Legbitch, who we talked about a bit in the Lavender Beard saga. Maybe she'll get a saga of her own someday. It's gonna be really short though. She sat there and did nothing. The end. Oh, God. That was a really good one. Part 1 got me really good. Now we'll see how part 2 stacks up. And that is Baby presses the note button. She's a technophobe. She shouldn't be pressing any buttons. Isn't she scared of that? She doesn't know what could happen. Anyways, to celebrate the successful launch of the digitizing, we had an office party. Everyone pretended for just one day that our systems hadn't been down for an entire month. And the country was woefully unprepared to deal with the amount of digital information that had to be entered each and every day, frying the servers at least twice a day. No, we didn't think about that. Today, at least, we ate, and we drank, and we got to know the other departments. Ain't that just like government? Hey, this thing's broke. Whatever, let's get some catering. This is when I first got introduced to the Department of Marriage, with whom we did share a back office, but not the front office at this time. And since my desk was in the front, I did most of my back office tasks there, so I hadn't really gotten to know any of them. Babybeard took it upon herself to introduce me to everyone, making one snide comment after another. She had been getting on my last nerve, and I was so done with the backhanded comments and the thinly veiled insults. I have a very high tolerance, maybe higher than it should be. And today, she pushed it. What? Push what? The note button? I was hoping she was just gonna like delete all the digitized information. That would be the best, and then she gets fired. Game over. But no, instead today, Baby introduced me to Rena, and Rena and I talked for a little bit, and then Rena said one of the nicest things that anybody has ever said to me, and although I know it's not really true, it did make me feel really nice. You always look so elegant, Woodsy. It's really nice to meet you in person. See? How sweet is that? Rena definitely has some etiquette, some tact. Telling somebody they look elegant while they're wearing a Star Wars t-shirt? No, I don't mean to come at Woodsy. She knows I mean it with all the love in the world. Of course, if she saw me sitting behind my desk right now in my onesie, she wouldn't say that, but it was so sweet and it made me blush.
Huh?
Babybeard exclaimed.
If you'd actually know her, you'd know she was a crude, piggy freak.
Yeah, pot, meat, kettle. How about that? What is going on? And there was where she went very, very wrong. She hit my trigger word. Crude? Maybe. I can be crude sometimes. Piggy? I have no idea. But freak? Oh, no, you fucking don't! I had been bullied a lot in high school. I'll spare you the details as I went into weepy woe is me more than enough in the last chapter. Anyone who was a 90s kid that was raised on Magic the Gathering, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and Star Trek knows what it is like to be a giant nerd in high school and how popular that makes you. Yes, I do. Popularity's overrated, but nobody wants to be judged for liking the things that they like, goddammit. I'm pretty sure many of the people reading this story can paint themselves a picture of the kind of fun punishments that the cool kids thought up. The physical and the verbal bullying is undoubtedly universal, no matter how unfortunate that sounds. But, we got him in the end. Everyone's a geek now. Right you are. And no, you can't play D&D with me. Honestly, I didn't suffer that much bullying, mostly because, I don't know, when I was 13, I was 6 foot whatever, so people were a little bit intimidated by big old Dayton walking around the high school. I actually got into a couple of fights with people who was bullying my friends. I was the anti-bully, all right? So yeah, freak was a word that OP heard a lot. As creative as high school kids are, they really liked this word and it stuck. It is mine now. They can't have it back. And if someone tries to use it on me now, I get angry. The anger had been rising for months, and now she had pressed the note button. I got up, very slowly and said, "Go fuck yourself," to her very calmly and walked out of the room. Now that is elegance, isn't it? I knew that Babybeard would not let me have the last word, and as I suspected, she followed me.
I'm sorry, okay?
I heard a voice behind me.
But that was so rude, and you're going to apologize to me right now.
Me? Apologize to you? I lost my cool. I see myself as a nice person, maybe a little too nice. Maybe a little more spice would do me some good, but I'm just not built that way. I'm not good at a lot of things. I'm a bit socially awkward, especially around people I don't know. I don't always say the right things, and I can be brutally honest, like what happened with Babybeard's fiance. But there's one thing I'm very good at, and that's reading people. I find it very easy to see people's insecurities, and usually I try to lift them up. Oh, you use your powers for good. All right, tell me what my insecurities are. I need a list. Try to make them feel better about the points that they feel bad about. Unless you make me angry. Then I'm gonna use that knowledge to tell you exactly why everything you think is bad about yourself is completely true. Is it nice? No, but it is effective. And I was done. Let me make this very fucking clear to you, Babybeard. If anyone here is a crude pig, it's you. Your constant need for attention is not only obvious and obnoxious, but it's annoying and just sad. Just like your attempts at putting me down. Stop putting your own insecurities onto me. I'm gonna put this into words that maybe you can understand. No matter how far you try to push me down, you'll never get me that low that I would ever reach your level. I wouldn't even know how to sink that low. I'd recommend trying to elevate yourself, but we both know that that would take effort and brains. I'd say take a guess which one you're lacking, but we both know that it is both of those things. You always talk about,
hey, what a bitch your mom is, always berating you and putting you down.
You're afraid you might turn into her? Bitch, you are her. Oh, it's a delicious firebomb. You are just a sad little girl. How are you ever gonna raise a child when you can't even take care of yourself? You are pitiful. That's what you are. Grow the fuck up and leave me alone. From now on, you are on your own. No more hand-holding. You can do it your goddamn self.
Oh, it's so good.
Catharsis. Yes. I love it. And then I left, leaving a stunned Babybeard behind. I didn't go back to the party, and instead went to do some work. In actual fact, I just tried to calm down. Did I go overboard? Definitely. Did it feel good? Maybe at the time I was saying it, but afterwards I felt like a horrible human being. And by the time I got home, I was preparing for my apology speech. No, no, no! No. Wait. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. What is this stuff? Just let it stick. Let it sink in. You don't need to take any of it back, OP. I'm sure the comments will back me up on this. She deserved it. 100%. You didn't say anything that wasn't completely true. Maybe it's just tough love that she needs to shape up. I do not want the apology speech to happen, but I know it's going to. At least we got a little taste of that heat. God damn, that was good. I love that. I told my roommates what I had done, and they pretty much whacked me over the head when I said I wanted to apologize. Yes, listen to them! They were proud of what I'd done, but I just felt like I used sensitive information against someone and felt like a bad person. Is that sensitive information? This is all pretty much stuff that a blind person could see, right? I don't think it takes all that much insight to figure out what kind of person Babybeard is. But they were also right. That if I did apologize, she would have me under her thumb for as long as we worked together. And I really did not want to go back to the way things were. No more punching bags, so when the day after that I went back to work, I didn't say a word to her and just went to my desk. So imagine my surprise when she followed me there and said,
I'm sorry.
"Oh, God." I looked up. "Sorry for what?" I asked calmly.
What?
Babybeard looked confused. "What are you apologizing for?" I asked again. "You are apologizing, so what is it that you are sorry for?" It's a tactic that I used to do on the playground with rowdy children after I'd put them in timeout. I thought, if she behaved like a child, maybe I should just treat her like one.
I'm sorry, okay? Will you help me again now?
She grunted. I smiled. Ah, there it is. No, I smiled and went back to my screen. I'm so proud of you, OP. Oh, look at her there, brushing off the haters, growing up into an elegant woman.
I'm sorry for calling you bad names and making fun of you. There, you happy now?
She eventually blurted out angrily. Very, I said, still not raising my head and still smiling.
Now will you help me?
Nope. But thank you for the apology. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some work to do.
God damn it.
Babybeard stomped off. Now, I would love to end the story here. Me finally holding my ground, Babybeard having to fend for herself, but we all know I didn't grow a spine in a day, and eventually I would start helping her again. No. I can only hope she at least learned a lesson and wind it back, but we all know that beards don't really do that too much. I did make her look it up when I knew she couldn't find it on her own, though. She didn't try to humiliate me anymore after that either. In fact, she became clingy. Ugh, that might be worse. Like I was her
Best friend ever!
I don't know how that happened. She would still talk shit behind my back, but by then she made pretty much everyone hate her, and she talked smack about everyone to everyone, so yeah, super smart. Smart.
I am too smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-T.
Thank you all for reading. I had a lot of fun writing this. It brought up a lot of bad memories of high school, but it also reminded me that I have come a very long way, and I'm still improving and growing each and every day. My mom always said that we woodsies fall a lot, but we always get back up, one step at a time. Next chapter in the Babybeard story will be the last. The dreaded wedding is upon us.
Oh yeah!
Another Legbeard wedding. I hope they get divorced in the epilogue after 6 months, just like Legbeard of my nightmares. I love you all so much. Everyone on the ReddX Discord is so nice, and I really love being able to be a part of it. I'm gonna leave you off with just this one last thing. When the mountain in front of you just seems too big to be obtainable, don't forget to turn around now and then and look behind at the abyss that you got out of, one step at a time. I have a lot of favorite stories on this channel, but I swear that this is one of the top among them. First we got a gay, which I couldn't stop laughing. And then at the end, I continued laughing, and Woodsy stood up for herself and dropped a giant firebomb right on top of Babybeard. The beard wound it back, and I mean, she was still insufferable, but she was insufferable in a different way now, which I guess that's progress. Jesus, I really like the way that this saga is shaping up. I think I like it more than Beard, as a matter of fact. Then again, I don't know. Beard was definitely a pretty funny creep, also a really creepy creep, but Babybeard just hits different because you guys are basically peers and she's competing with somebody that she can't possibly hope to compete with. And it's fun to watch her fall down. Definitely proud of you, Woodsy, for, you know, picking yourself back up, giving the tough love where it is needed. I mean, being a part of the Discord server, a mod at that, being a patron, writing multiple sagas. Just a huge, huge pillar of this community. So thank you very much, Little Ann Woods. I hope that you guys will show her love in the comments.
Please come to the wedding.
Oh, hell no!
A Loathsome Lazy Legbeard, Chapter 5. It's actually Chapter 5. Trust me on this. Wonderful wedding woes and wanting wombs. Ugh. Ugh.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the f?
Let's never talk again about Babybeard's womb, okay? I don't know if I'm strong enough for all that. Hello, wonderful people. Hi, Little Ann Woods. Are you ready for the last installment of the Babybeard saga? I do love to wrap up a saga, you know, but Babybeard was just so fun and derpy, also kind of malicious, but not in like a horrible, horrible way. You know, she was tolerable at the very least from a distance. So I'll be sad to bid her farewell, but yeah, we gotta wrap it up. We gotta do some other stuff. Get Unfortunate Nookie back in here, you know what I'm saying? But you better believe that OP is ready for this to wrap, so without further ado, let's do this! Also, this should be Chapter 5, not 4, but I can't change the title. Yes, the one true weakness of Reddit posts. You can edit everything except the title. So that's okay. I called it for what it is. Little Ann Woods warned me in the Discord, like right as I was sitting down to record. So good timing. Woodsy, hey, that's me. Petite girl, blue eyes, etc., etc. Y'all know me by now. If you didn't know, you know now. You better ask somebody, etc., etc. Agatha is a 60-plus-year-old woman, very sweet and caring, a bit of a gossip, but always willing to help with a heart of gold. Amanda, a wonderful woman with more energy than everyone else in the office combined. She couldn't keep still even if she wanted to. She was in a committed long-term relationship with her girlfriend with whom she lived. She was a no-nonsense kind of woman, and although she was so thin you'd think the wind would lift her up and take her away, she was really strong, inside and out. Lady is a slender, tall woman who was reserved and closed off, at least until you got to know her better, and then she was a lover of all things drama, at least from a distance. She was kind and sweet and really fun to talk to. Dana was an autistic woman in her early 40s. She was a single mother by choice and had a child from a sperm donor, something that Babybeard found unacceptable. She was a very closed-off person and could come across as rude and uncaring. Neither was true, and if you got to know her, she was also a very sensitive woman that just had some problems communicating. She was brutally honest, something that rubbed some people the wrong way. For people that have read the Lavender Saga, she's the woman that got yelled at by Lavender for reporting him. She worked for the Death Squad and did almost exclusively back office work, which meant that she was almost always there. Yeah, bit of a problem communicating, brutally honest. That's about par for the course as far as autism goes. Lavender, oh no, that's right, he's here. Oh, why is he here? We do have an entire saga compiled for Beard if you are interested in that. It's definitely a different vibe than Babybeard, I know that much. Lavender and Babybeard hated each other's guts. Why? Well, you can't have two drama queens in the same place, now can ya? Maybe they'll fight to the death or something. That would be the best ending, wouldn't it? Lavender and Baby had a lot of fights in the back office. I didn't witness many of them, but it usually ended with one or both of them storming off. And if it was only one of them, they always seemed to decide that I was the designated person to rant to. Babybeard's such a child. She needs to grow up. Or,
Lavender is an asshole that needs to learn to mind his own business.
and on and on and on it went. How did I respond? I listened, maybe gave some comment. I nodded and told them that I needed to get back to work. Yeah, don't listen to this. Don't encourage this behavior. After which they would go and just bother somebody else. They mostly kept out of each other's way as much as possible, but their desks were pretty close, and because of that, they seemed to clash a lot. Neckbeard versus Legbeard in a no-holds-barred contest of cringe. Who will take home the title? I mean, truly, nobody wins in a situation like this. We've also got Babybeard, of course. Last, but definitely probably least, our beloved grandma with the mind of a spoiled toddler, stuck in an eternal loop of temper tantrums and perpetual narcissism. Babybeard was not a pretty woman, although she thought that she was the personification of beauty. I mean, she knows deep down she's just trying to protect her own ego, you know what I'm saying? And with a rich mother, she undoubtedly wore the most beautiful of clothes, right? Of course! Who doesn't consider sweat-stained 50-year-old clothes fashionable? Hey, it's called vintage. What woman wouldn't want to look like she fell into grandmother's beige wool collection? She was always covered from head to toe. The one time she did wear a dress above the knee, she spent the entire day telling people
How revealing it was!
See, she's very uncomfortable in her own skin. That's why she's covering up like this, right? She had big round glasses that made her eyes look really tiny. We still didn't add those glasses to the thumbnail. Consistency is key. A messy bun tried to hold her brown frizz away from her face, but failed to do so time and time again. The one time she did let her hair down, it was actually really pretty. When I told her that, she responded with,
What do you know? Like I'd take fashion advice from someone like you.
Oh, okay. Sure. Let me compliment you and have you spit in my face. That's the last time I'll ever do that. She had a very square jaw and a protruding chin. Her mouth consisted of a line that always curved downwards, even when she smiled. What a miracle. She always smelled slightly of mothballs and sweat. Ugh, and never missed an opportunity to shove her supposed superiority in your face. I think she smells like sweat because she's a big girl. You know what I'm saying? You need to baby powder your crevices and whatnot.
Bullseye!
And here is our parody intro, as suggested by Code, the Techno Shaman, one of the other mods in the Discord, mostly responsible for, you know, creating roles and playing with the internals of the server, setting up new channels, stuff like that. He's the Techno Shaman, right? So, good morning, fellow Americans. In less than an hour, a saga from here will join others from around the world, and you will be launching the largest beard scientist community in the history of mankind. Mankind. That word should have new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty bearded differences anymore. We will be united in our common interests. Perhaps it is fate that today is the 6th of March in the year of our Lord 2022, and you will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from beard nests, gaslighting, or greasy tendies, but from the beard-pocalypse itself. We are fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win the day, the 6th of March will no longer be known as a regular day, but as the day that the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not be tarnished without a fight. We're going to live strong. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our beardless day. It's from Independence Day, I'm pretty sure. Although that quietly into the night thing, I know that was stolen from some other poem. But that's what screenwriters do, you know? Part 1. Wonderful Wedding Woes. Babybeard's wedding was fastly approaching, and with it, she started handing out the invitations. She couldn't talk about anything else, of course. In the beginning, people were enthusiastic for her. After a while, it got annoying. Yeah, you kind of blew your load there. Are you expecting people to congratulate you for months on end? It's never gonna happen. Drop the knowledge like, a month before. Don't bring it up and then be like, hey, are you gonna be there next week? And that's really all that you need to mention about the wedding, okay? She's trying to milk it. She'd talk about the dress and the venue and the dance and what they'd be doing, etc., etc. Babybeard had one hobby. Just one. And she shared that hobby with her boyfriend. They both loved folk dance. It's actually a pretty legitimate hobby, and I'm glad that she found another person to share it with. If she wasn't such a miserable human being, I might actually be excited for the wedding as well. But instead, I just feel kind of bad for the boyfriend that he's shackling himself to this ham beast for life. It's not too late. You got some time. You can still run. I like folk dances too. And occasionally I would go to folk dances. In fact, I think my boyfriend took me to one on one of our first dates. But Babybeard and her fiance went every weekend, every event, every time. Which, yeah, that is great. I'm glad that she had a hobby. But you can't folk dance every day, now can ya? So one time I asked her what she did after work. Did she have any other hobbies?
I can't wait for my love to come home. Then he makes dinner for me, and we sit on the couch.
Doing what? I asked.
Just sitting.
Oh man, this is even more intense than that time I forgot how to sit down.
Yeah, it's not gonna work out. Neither of them have any personality aside from this one thing that they share. I'm taking bets on how long the marriage is gonna last. All bets placed in Tendycoin. Come on, step right up. You can make 10 million Tendycoins. That is literally tens of dollars. So you just sit on the couch all evening and talk? I responded. That sounds nice.
No!
Babybeard rolled her eyes.
We just sit.
I mean, I'm all for enjoying a comfortable silence. You know what I mean? You can't be with a person for years and years and feel the need to talk all the time. At a certain point, you gotta be like, okay, it's all right if we just sit here and be comfortable with each other. But you can't go 100% silence outside of when you guys go do the folk dancing. That does not make a good relationship either. There's a happy medium. Where's the happy medium? That's right, my dear neckbeard enthusiasts. Babybeard and her boyfriend spend every day just sitting on the couch in utter silence. It is so sad. Waiting for the next folk ball to arrive. Sometimes they would watch a soap opera on the TV. Babybeard's boyfriend did the cleaning and the cooking, and Babybeard just sat on the couch in utter silence. Jesus Christ, dude. And he works longer hours than she does. What is going on here? Get off your fat ass and make the house function. How can it possibly all fall to one person to do all of these things, right? After a day of work, I mean, I don't want to come home and make dinner. I'll bake you some chicken nuggies. How about that? She's Legbeard. You know she's gonna destroy all of those nuggets. And it only takes me about 10 or 15 minutes to do it. So good. Everybody wins. Now let's eat our nuggets in silence. I assume they're like scrolling on their own phones or something like that. I don't know, dude. It seems really weird to me. OP continues, I do not get that. You're in good company, OP. So please, if there are people on here that can tell me how exactly one does this, I am very intrigued. I, for one, am completely incapable of sitting still and am always on my phone, playing a game, writing, watching something while playing a game, making something while watching something. I need to be doing things or my mind will run to places that I'd prefer not to go. Also, I'd always be bored out of my mind, so please, if anyone can help me understand, I would very much appreciate it. I'm much the same way. I enjoy sensory overload. I'm like, cool, let's put on a movie and play some Elden Ring at the same time, or, you know, edit a video while watching another video. As long as the voices are different, I can still edit the video, or hop in a Discord call and do some editing. Like, at least two things at once. Being alone with your own thoughts is a very scary thing, so I can't help you. I know exactly what it's like to always need to be doing something. As far as Babybeard goes, yeah, I just assume that it's a vacuum in her brain. Like, she just sits there and shuts off completely, like a robot or something. I'm sure that's the only way that you could just sit there on the couch in silence together every single night and and say, yeah, this is a good relationship. They got nothing to talk about. What's the last conversation they have about OP's bike? And the husband's like, yeah, I can fix that, bring it over. And then he fails to fix it. I remember that. That's like part 2 or something. And indeed, it is a great example of how vacuous both of them are. So Babybeard's whole world indeed consisted of 3 things: folk dance, her boyfriend slash fiance, and the thought of having children, but of course only for the sake of not having to work. She can't even maintain a home. She sits on the couch while dude slaves over a hot oven and cleans up the dishes. God damn it. I'm so enraged. What a terrible person to shackle yourself to. This is not a wife. You've been relegated to baby incubator, all right? That's it. I mean, that is still important, okay? Continuing your lineage, people put a lot of emphasis on that for some reason, but it can't possibly be like the be-all, end-all, am I right? Ugh. How can one person be so useless? So, of course, on her wedding day, only folk dance music would be played. The opening song, a folk dance number. She talked about nothing else. God, she's so boring. Why are all of these beards so boring?
Boring.
Hey, there's weather outside. I like folk dance. Okay, great. What an awesome conversation. We'll have to do this again soon. Pencil me in for 5 years from now. Everyone in the office was invited. The office of birth, the office of marriage, the death squad, everyone. Everyone except for 2 people. She didn't invite Lavender and she didn't invite Dana. Damn. And she told everyone in the office not to tell either of them that everyone else was invited. But of course, in an office like this, word never spreads, right? Yeah, office politics, that's not a thing. People only talk about the job at hand. And even Babybeard herself can't stop talking about the stupid wedding. So yeah, I'm sure both of them are going to find out. Dana was hurt, of course, but she isn't one to search out conflict. And she dropped it, although she also stopped talking to Babybeard altogether. Lavender started actively annoying her and giving comments about her weight and how she wouldn't fit into her dress, etc., etc. I mean, I hate Lavender Beard. He is insufferable, but to see his insufferableness turned on a fellow beard, that's kind of beautiful in a way. Poetic justice. Babybeard in turn cried and ranted to everyone that would hear it about how she was bullied. Point is, no one would listen to her. Why, might you ask? Well, Babybeard had decided that some people were more important than others and had a tier list of which coworker was welcome to which part of the wedding. That's the worst idea ever. She's full of horrible ideas. I don't know how she defies social convention so regularly. Is she just clueless? She has to be just clueless, right? She's not doing this on purpose, making people hate her. She wants to be popular, so yeah, she just doesn't understand how humans or human relationships work, I guess. So OP, Lady, and most of the Death Squad and Office of Marriage were invited to the wedding with a +1, but not invited to the reception. The reception's the good part. That's where you drink and shit. I ain't going. Forget about it. Tom and Amanda were invited to the wedding without a +1. Babybeard didn't explain why, but given the fact that they were the only 2 gay people there, yeah, it's really not that hard to figure out why that was. I mean, the gays already snuck into the office. We can't have them sneaking into the wedding too. Oh, God. Furthermore, she invited Agatha and another coworker, let's call her Kathy, the one that got mad at me because I wouldn't let her help me up, see the Lavender Beard saga, to the reception with a +1 because they were so special to her. Neither one found themselves to be very close to Babybeard, but hey, I guess I get that you can feel closer to one person than to another, and that it is your wedding. You can choose who you want to come and who you don't want to come. The whole problem is how she went about it. Yeah, make a big show about handing out invitations, talking about the wedding all the time. She's just horrible at interacting with other people. It's astonishing to me how bad she is at it. Like, usually you mail the invitation to somebody's house, and then, you know, you don't really know who got an invitation and who didn't until the wedding rolls around, right? You don't gotta hand deliver wedding invitations. Was this like the Queen or something like that? I guarantee if you invited the Queen ain't gonna show up. They have a Queen in Belgium? Probably not. I think UK's the only one with the Queen still. But I don't know, I'm not very political, as you might have guessed. She rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Babybeard, not the Queen. And every time she assigned someone to a certain tier, she told you not to tell this or that person
That you got extra privileges.
inviting an entire department except for 2 did not sit well with people. Excluding others from bringing a +1 because of their sexual orientation pissed off a whole lot more. The fact that she invited 2 people to the reception, well, nobody really cared about that part. Telling people to lie to each other, no one was okay with that either. So she started crying about
Lavender's abuse. Oh.
and people just told her that she brought it upon herself, which is 100% factual. I don't know why you expect me to feel bad for you. This is going to be an absolute shit show, and I love it. Also, the fact that nobody really wanted to go to the reception because I guess nobody wants to hang out with Babybeard, which is a good point. You can drink at the reception, but I'm going to have to drink a whole hell of a lot to make Babybeard tolerable. And by a whole hell of a lot, I mean I'm basically going to have to pass out before she's tolerable. Amanda is a very straightforward person, and if she has a problem with you, she will tell you. So when Babybeard hobbled into the front office, each foot pointing in another direction but still somehow moving forward, and asked us to RSVP to her invite, Amanda piped up. Yeah, I'm not going. Babybeard looked shocked.
But why not?
Amanda's eyes narrowed as she got up from behind her desk and walked towards Babybeard. Why not? Why would I go to a wedding if I'm not allowed to bring my girlfriend? Babybeard took a step back and stammered,
Well, there wasn't enough room and I had to make some cuts. Woodsy isn't allowed to bring her boyfriend either. Right, Woodsy?
Ugh, keep me out of it. I sighed. She expected me to lie for her. Sorry, Babybeard. I don't do lying, at least not usually. So I made a confused face, opened up my drawer, took out my invite, and showed it to her. My invite said +1. I love it. Just throwing the truth back in her face. Using honesty to make her dunk on herself. God, it's just like 4D chess around here. You told me I could bring my boyfriend and that I shouldn't tell Amanda or Tom because they weren't allowed to bring one. OP. Just 100% over all of Babybeard's shit, and I am living for it. I held up the invite a little bit higher as I stared daggers at Babybeard. God, we went many parts without seeing this vindictive side to you, OP, and I gotta admit, I'm kind of liking it. It's a good look for you. Babybeard's face went white. She somehow lost the ability to produce sounds as she opened and closed her mouth like a drowning fish. Is this a permanent condition? Please say it's permanent. Why would I want to go to a homophobic wedding? You stay away from me, Babybeard. From now on, you don't talk to me. You don't ask for help, and you don't even look at me. Is that clear? Amanda said calmly. Then she walked past Babybeard as she gave her a shoulder bump. Ooh, disrespected. Babybeard stood there for about a minute, and then her expression shifted, and she turned her reddening face towards me.
Why didn't you stand up for me? Can you believe that?
She said, slightly snarling. Of course I can. I said calmly, just staring at her ever-reddening tomato face. I love it so much.
Why didn't you lie for me? Now everyone's gonna be mad at me. Did you tell her?
She hissed. Well, 1, yes. Yes, I did. 2, I don't lie. And 3, that was a really shitty thing of you to do. So she has every right to be mad. Babybeard.
Why did you do that?
I shrugged. Because she asked. Babybeard looked like her head was about to explode when she growled,
Well, if you're not going to take my side, then you're not invited to the wedding.
Fine by me, I shrugged again. I wasn't going anyways. Oh, it's so beautiful. Baby looked shocked and she stammered,
But why not?
Her lips started quivering, and I frowned at this sudden change in mood. You just told me not to come, I said.
I was just kidding. You should know me by now.
Babybeard was sticking out her bottom line. I'd say lip, but you need lips for that to be true. And she stomped her foot on the ground.
Please come to the wedding.
Oh, hell no!
Bro, that chapel's gonna be empty as shit. You're gonna have to hire some stand-ins. You might as well go have a Vegas wedding. At least they got like 20 Elvis impersonators to fill up the pews. Sorry, OP says. I got plans. I made them a year ago and I can't move it. Remember when in the beginning of this saga I said, see, I don't lie. I don't always tell the whole truth or not answer the question, but I make it a habit not to lie unless I absolutely have to, or if I've lost all respect for you, and then I just don't care. Well, guess what? I had zero respect left for this beard. I spent her wedding on the couch with my boyfriend watching I don't even remember what, and eating ice cream, and I regret nothing. Yeah, you think a wedding is like a nice thing for the people that you invite? No, we gotta show up somewhere at a certain time, get all dressed up and shit. Really, it's only to placate the ego of the bride and the groom. And if you don't give a shit about the bride or the groom, then why show up? I would do the exact same thing. Kick back, watch King of the Hill, BoJack Horseman, Suits, eat some pistachio ice cream. I'm good. That is a day well spent. Only thing that could make it better, honestly, is a small bag of weed. Just a tiny one. I ain't greedy. Babybeard continued to ostracize people by standing her ground and exclaiming to everyone that she was the victim of office bullying. Yeah, you reap what you sow, don't you? She cried her crocodile tears and everyone looked on and rolled their eyes. She tried complaining to me and I just told her to keep me out of it. As ReddX often says, not my monkeys, not my circus. It's actually not my circus, not my monkeys, but you're doing good. She got the spirit. Eventually, 3 people came to the wedding. Agatha, Kathy, and Lady. Why did Lady go, you might ask? Well, in her own words, my husband and child are out of town and I'm bored. This is going to be chaos and I want to see it. Lady, she's a nice lady, but she got a dark heart. She's hoping for drama. I told her to give me a rundown after the wedding. It was apparently a pretty boring affair. The only interesting thing that happened is that Baby's wedding dress was a very poofy blue dress with lots and lots of sequins, and first she ripped a sleeve off walking through a few chairs when she was making her grand entrance for the opening dance. And then later, she set a part of it on fire. Oh God, she set a part of it on fire when dancing too close to the candles that were placed on the ground. She was fine. The dress, however, did not survive. That might have been for the best. Oh God, not even the dress wanted to live. It pulled one of those Buddhist monk protests where they just sit in the middle of the street and pour gas on themselves and whoosh. But it's a dress. I don't even know where I'm going. I think I made the joke more sad than funny. Oh, God damn it, dude. Oh. All right. Bets on how long the wedding lasts? Go ahead. Let me know in the comments. I got my bets on 6 months. That's how long the Legbeard of my nightmares wedding lasted. So yeah, that's what I'm sticking with. But I guess we'll see. As we get into part 2, wanting wombs. Please. I asked you, please don't talk about Babybeard's womb anymore. I hope it's barren. I hope it's shriveled up like a raisin. Please don't let her reproduce. In Babybeard's eyes, having children was gonna be easy.
We came from your semen.
Oh, you fucking idiot. She told me she stopped taking her pills just before the wedding, and they tried for a baby on the wedding day. That way, the plan immediately started from the moment they got married. She'd get pregnant from the get-go, and everything would be magical. Yeah, have you ever seen somebody that has kids? Even the whole pregnancy part and getting them into the world is exceedingly difficult, but that's not where it ends. They start growing and it only gets harder. Your plan is so flawed, Babybeard. But as a person, you are very flawed. So, you know, maybe double negative, make a positive, something like that. That's good maths. Whatever. Things usually don't go that fast or that easily. I'm not speaking from experience. I have no children, but I do know that the chances of getting pregnant after 30 are a lot lower than they are in your 20s. Baby did not get pregnant, so she whined and moaned, and no one bothered to listen. Not even Agatha or Kathy, because immediately after the food was served, Agatha and Kathy were asked to leave. Something that they were not told about beforehand. They were only allowed for dinner. The after party was not included in their package, apparently. Bro, isn't that part of the reception? I thought that all goes hand in hand. I mean, whatever, it's a win-win. Got a free dinner, didn't actually have to hang out with Babybeard. Have a nice life. So yeah, Babybeard was now out of allies. No one wanted to listen. She got angry glances, and every time she asked for help, someone told her that she should know it by now, or that she should go look it up. Baby still came to me for help, and I reluctantly did help her, sometimes. OP, stop it. You gotta let her drown, okay? You can't save somebody from themselves forever. But after I got a message at home on one of my days off about one of her stupid questions, yeah, even I stopped helping her. There you go. Watch her flounder. Now that's good schadenfreude. Babybeard.
Woody, I made a big mistake on one of the birth certificates today. I screwed up big time.
She then explained exactly what the problem was.
What do I do?
OP. Oh, that's not so bad. It's easily fixable. Don't worry, Babybeard.
Great. Come to the office by 7 a.m. I'm sure the two of us can fix this together.
What?
What?
What? What the fuck?
No. This was your mistake, not mine. When she just dropped the faulty certificate at my desk the next day and left, even I was done. I took the certificate, took a Post-it, wrote down what she had to do, and walked it to the back office. Then I placed it on her computer, looked her dead in the face, and said, I'm not doing it for you. This is your mistake. You fix it. The Post-it tells you how. And then I walked off. That poor child, they ain't never getting their birth certificate. Hand it over to somebody like Babybeard and say what could possibly go wrong. Everything. It's over. I guess she did get it done, probably. Maybe even correctly. More than a year had passed since we first started working there. Almost 4 months after the wedding. They're still married. 6 months. That's it. 6 months. That's the goal. I'm gonna win all the Tendy coins, you guys. Still no baby in sight, and Babybeard had no friends left in the office. Around October, Babybeard had been given a specific task to do. I'm not gonna bore you with the details, but every time you asked Baby to do anything, she said she was working on the task.
She was overwhelmed and she couldn't do it. Oh.
Bitch, how did you survive for 30 plus years? I'm asking you, legitimately, please explain to me how this happened. Did you ever learn to feed or fend for yourself and not be a parasite on other people constantly? She's sitting over here like, I'm so overwhelmed from breathing and existing at the same time. Are you fucking kidding me? No one was really surprised when Baby went to Legbatch and asked to be transferred. What was surprising was that she asked to be transferred because Tom was bullying her, which was total BS. I got called into Legbitch's office to confirm Babybeard's allegations, and so were Lady and Amanda and pretty much everyone else from our team. It was no secret that Legbatch did not like Tom, and even though Tom wasn't the best supervisor, he was in no way, shape, or form a bully. Yeah, the bully that doesn't like confrontation. That checks out. He never commented on the fact that his boyfriend wasn't invited, and he just didn't go to the wedding. He may not have stuck up for her, but he certainly wasn't bullying her. Unfortunately for Legbatch and Babybeard, nobody corroborated her story, so Tom got to keep his job. It's a good thing Babybeard got transferred because after this last stunt, people were actively aggressive towards her. You have failed the game of office politics. You think she's gonna do any better in her next office job, or is this just gonna be a repeat of everything? Because it doesn't seem to me like she's learned anything. But I guess that's left to speculation. After she left, it came to light that Babybeard hadn't done any work on the task that she was given. Like I said, she was too busy breathing and existing. Can't you understand? And because I was given the task after she left, without anyone knowing the scope of her laziness and incompetence, I got 5 months of backlog and files that I had to get through. Jesus Christ. Where was she hiding all this? Everything she did, I had to redo. Oh, thanks, Babybeard. Great parting gift. Oh my God. What a fucking scumbag. Did this not follow her, this information? I hope people are checking up on her at the new office, because this is going to repeat itself. I'm shocked she wasn't outright fired after that. 3 years have passed since then. Wow. Who had the long-term marriage bets? Because you definitely won. It took Babybeard almost 2 years to get pregnant, and she hasn't gotten pregnant since. It seems the plan didn't really work out like she wanted it to. And from what I know, she is still working. Not where she got transferred to, though. Because apparently there were bullies there, too. Oh, poor Babybeard. This world is such a cruel world, is it not? I hope that wherever you are now, baby, you've grown up, and that you are happy with your child and your husband. But most of all, I hope that we never meet again. I hope y'all liked the last installment of the Babybeard saga. I know I had a lot of fun writing it. I love you all so much, and I hope to see you guys in the Discord someday. We have a lot of fun there, and everyone is so sweet. Love you guys. Bye! Oh, Little Air Woods going out on a high note. Keeping it classy with those well wishes for this woman who made your life miserable for at least a little while. But yeah, she only made other people miserable because she's miserable herself. If she stopped being miserable, maybe she would stop these antics. Am I right? So good. I do hope that she's happy with the child and the husband, and I hope that there is never a second child. God's sitting up there. He's like, you really want this kid, huh? Okay. Everybody gets one. Like, if all the beards had absolutely 0 kids, then we could get rid of the beard population in just 1 generation. But every beard couple having only 1 kid means that the beard population halves, which is still moving in the right direction as far as I'm concerned. Once you have 2 kids, population's equal. I don't like that. Once you have 3 kids, you're increasing the population, and we got to do something about that. Please, spay and neuter your beards. Spay and neuter, or and neuter, I guess. I'm not gonna judge your beard's genitalia, okay? Oh God, I love the Lavender Beard crossover. I mean, I didn't even know that they were in the office at the same time, so it was cool to see how they interacted, or rather, didn't interact. And I think OP nailed it when she's like, yeah, you can't have two drama queens in the same place. I really thought that they were going to claw each other to death, but apparently that didn't happen. Everybody gets to live to fight another day. OP says she's not heard from Babybeard since, and I guess let's just hope that that trend continues, because while I would be curious to see how her life turned out years later, I ain't curious enough to put OP back into harm's way. You know, she wasn't one of the most deplorable beards that we've ever seen. So yeah, I do hope that she figured it out and became a less miserable person. But really, it seems to me like her husband is kind of an enabler and allows her to be lazy and stuff like this. So I don't know if she'll actually ever get better, but hope floats. That's all I'll say. Yeah, what a great saga. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I hope you like, comment, and or subscribe. Maybe share it around if you'd like. I definitely appreciate that. We've got all kinds of links down in the description. My Twitter, Discord, Facebook, them's my social medias. Playlists, plugs, podcasts, Teespring if you're trying to rock the merch. Spotify, iTunes, all the podcast places. I'm over there. We've also got Dayton Dies, of course, my creepypasta channel, which I mentioned. Mr. and Mrs. ReddX, mine and my wife's channel, which I don't think I mentioned quite yet. I'm all over the place trying to take over this YouTube game. So if you help me out, I do appreciate that too. We've also got my Patreon, of course, and my wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons. I'd like to thank them very much, as I do every episode. So thank you. Darth Tominus the Degenerate, Robert Allen Waits, Camille Sarah, Logan Wolf, Conrad Ingy, Anna Leonard. Hey, Mr. ReddX, sir, Landlord Jimmy just called. He says something about counterfeit the balloons. Can you let Dr. Ramtide know? Ramtide might be the one counterfeiting, honestly. Captain Clown Jerry, Hong Kong. Aaron W has become Aaron Jerry. Our numbers rise again. Alexis Smith, aka Twisted Child, Sarah Wanawash, Cinnamon Susie, For Old Lang Syne. Irary is back to this since it's just more fun. Jari the Pirate, Silent Revolver, the OG Jerry, Jerish Kitsune, Satori, 211 Jerry, Fellowship of the Jerrys, Juria Jubilately Juggling Jerrys, Justy Jargonia Jerry, I think I got through that, Alunia Demonista, Althea Blue, Anunnaki, Assassin Punk Jerry, Bang Bang, Aurora Wildheart, The Moon Baron, Grizzly, Baby Jerry, Gaga, Baby Joy, Bearded Jerry, watch out for that guy, Beards. That sucks. But much like sharks, we don't move backwards. Bitch Gremlin, Blade the Hero, Blip Bloop Jerry, Catholic Jerry, formerly Atheist Jerry, but the Inquisition showed me the light. Oh, blessed be, especially after this story. Jesus Christ. Commander J Tank, Confederate Jew, Dennis Dayton, Dinosaur Nightlight, Disposable Waifu, Dr. Lark, Merchant Jewel, Frozen Over Studios, Fire Drake, Gypsy, Hadrian BR. I can't help falling in love with Jerry. I'm Slim Jerry, yes, I'm the real Jerry. All you other Slim Jerrys are just imitating Irish pirates. Top of the barn into ya. Thought we were gonna get like a song medley going. Itchy Nuts, I just scratch him, bro. A pimp named J. Chris, J.M. Coon, Jennifer Schaefer, Jerry Blacktail, Jerry Nice, Jerry Evil, Jerry the Outlaw Mother Trucker, honk, honk. Jerry was a race car driver, and I'm at the light with him now for round 3 because I live my life a quarter mile at a time. I want to go fast. John Hero, John, Jerry, Jingle Irishman. Hey, that's my name too. Simbufa, because if you're boofing this free, KJW, Kajow, Crewhee, Miss Monday, Lord Jerryo, leader of the Thunder Jerrys. Like and subscribe. Lady Dix, Melgar the Destroyer, Metal Effector. Now 10 out of 10 dentists agree he is more mental than Arthur Henry, as well as Jerry and Tom and ReddX. Totally facts, totally science, but it's totally not. Mr. Carrot 797, Natari, Needless King 89, Nightmare Jerry, on a quest to shave the stash of Jerry Aldo Rivera with Landlord Jerry, and 3-time Waffle Stop World Champion is Mr. J. Poor Jerry Aldo Rivera doesn't even know what's coming for him. Origami Steve hit Jerry with a bag of marbles after catching him cheating with Tom. That's right. Divorce, I say. Phantom of the Pines, Jerrykins and Jerry Beth, Ramtide Lacrimates, Rose Jerry Miller, TSM Kirby, Sarita the Lolita, Saucy Octopus, Silo Imp, Staples, aka Jerry Yeet, Stephanie Goodner, Synaptic Broomstick, Brilliant Tomago, Tapioca Boogaloo, Tato Ferret, Teddy the Police, 10-Ton Monster, that Italian Greyhound, Dino, whatever, the Littlest Who, the Token Trans Queen Jerry. I did not hit her. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Jerry. I am slain. The one true Fusky. Tom, but it's the Jerry on the inside that counts. Preach. Try to find me another marble to get back to the real world. Can't help you, mate. I'm Busy Bee. V3 Prime. Viking Jerry. We give up if you see Marble Jerry. Just give him a marble or something. They'll probably leave your livestock alone. Probably. WikiTag. Wilmags. Colorad Moody. Kira. Not another Jerry. But are you, though? You're a wizard, Jerry. Redwind. Naga Viper. Side Jerry the Cyborg. Saints Blessing. One Leg Jerry buys pizza for the Jerry Army. Hey! What about for ReddX? I like pizza too. A normal Jerry. We got all the marbles out of the machine, and now we can finally produce some Jerry Berries. Not a sponsor. Hunter of Jerry's, the power of all things tasty, and it's Tom. Admiral T-Tank, Emmer Alder, another stupid hipster. Atomic Jerry Zilla, AZ Babsy Bartender Keelia, Blue Dubs, Broken Spine Horseradish. But look, I made you some content. Date, you're my favorite. Open wide. The original different Jerry. There's Cake Jerry, California Jerry Girl, Chevron 7 Locked, Corporal Admiral Lieutenant Furry Worry Princess, Jerry. I fucked that up. Grip titties. Dayton does, but he needs our help. Come on, Jerry, buddy. Clap your hands if you believe. Oh, it's so good. Defon Jerry, creator of colorful click clacks. DM Beard, roll for selection. Dopamine Dangerous, Electrical Fennec, Ghost of Alpha, Heeknot, Holy Berry Jerry, sponsor of Jerry Berries. Hydra Jerry Solomon, Irradiated Jam. Sorry, Babushka, it's just business. Janitor Jerry, who found the crate of cringe and bobbles out by the dumpster. Jeffrey, Geralt of Rivia. Jerry and Tom versus Happy New Year's Webby Apocalypse. Jerry, the Sussy Baka. Jerry's mom has got it going on. Jerry Oldo Rivera, keep your mustache safe. Jerry Bean, yum. Jerry Roxas, yay. Jerry's STI downshifted and sped away with a burst of flames. That's freaking metal, bro. Jerry role-playing game. Judge Jerry and Executioner. Kid Marvelous. King Tom, Kitsykin, Life of Guardian, Little Ed Woods, Lucia Lovecraft, Machia, CD. Maybe next time Milk-Fed Gimp. Miss Duchess, Not Invisible Angel, I see you. Organic Cam, Ghosty, Raptor out. She's my Jerry Pie. Who drank a Mountain Dew on a big surprise. Sheep Jerry, working at Joanne's Fabrics. They don't even carry marbles. Snary, that's Snom Jerry. Spoony the Rogue, Swoopy Scary Jerry Ton. Techno Dubs, the one Jerry who survived Unfortunate. Good God. That is an accomplishment. Wear it proudly. The Necro Jerry Con, the original Jerry, not the X card. Oh, that's Ramtide's favorite card. To Infinite Jerry and beyond. To the Fish Jerry. Oh, the God. I keep trying to swim around, but I'm dummy thinking the slap of my tail fins keeps alerting the bear. Unfortunate Jerry. Couldn't think of a new gaslighting joke. Sorry, I'm such a piece of shit. God damn it. You got me good there. Tom, promise. Jerry Swears all bad. Jerry, Tom, be good boy. The Switch is facts, fully size. Go ahead, look at it. Buy it in another race video. That makes sense, right? Thank you, of course, to all my $1 patrons as well. Beautiful people that they are. Thank you to all of the Jerrys and non-Jerrys. I do hope some other people consider signing up on the Patreon, but if you can't do it right now, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope that you'll come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there. Wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoy today. Maybe like watching some more ReddX videos. I'd appreciate it. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I shall see you in the next one, and until then, friends, bye-bye.